Oh my goodness, everyone. So, as you guys know, I've been a little, well, anyway, things have been going on. But my phone kind of blew up. And everybody said that they asked me if I would go live so that they could chat. Uh, and so I sent out some emails in case anyone sees them. And I'll try and check. I'll try and note this. But yeah, so there you go. The finder, the finder, unfortunately for him, had to come forward. The finder of the Forrest Fenn treasure. I'll just go ahead and start sharing screen right now because we can take a look. There we go. So here's the statement on the disclosure of my identity. So unfortunately for the finder, he did have to come forward because eventually his name was most likely going to be revealed. So there he is. Hey there. Hi, Jack. I'm not sure if it was him, but I am going to share a comment that was made on my channel recently that was said that it was by the finder, and the writing style matched up, but hopefully Jack Stuef, I'm guessing it's Stuef. It's awesome though that he used to write for The Onion. I read that all the time in college. And after, but yeah, that was pretty cool. Anyway, so there he is. Very cool. And I guess it's kind of a celebration right now. I hope no one else is live. I wanted to make sure no one else had gone live yet, because we have Cal Lazars and K-Pro, of course, who are going live on their Monday night this evening. It might be earlier, it might be later. And then, of course, we also have AGK, who said they will be going, and I think they had changed their schedule to go on at 6 o'clock. So I'm not sure how all that works out. You know, there's a lot of us out there. But let's see here. I'll try and verify that I am live. And yeah, so here we go. Let's scroll down. I'll start reading this. So my name is Jack Stuef, and I am the finder of Forrest Fenn treasure. I still can't get over this. Okay, I have to zoom in. This is just, oh my goodness. I am torn. I'm torn because I think it's just so wonderful that we finally get to know. And at the same time, it's awful that he had to come forward, because of what was going on. And so, yes, I'm very torn. Okay, I'm going to verify that I actually am live. Oh, look at there. There we go. And I see some, hey, ES, how's it going? JK Pioneer, hi. Billy Shaw Jr., hello, fiddle player. Captain Marvel, Carrie Galloway, hi, guys. Yeah, I mean, we're all kind of blown away right now. But it's very exciting. Okay, I see you guys. I'm going to go ahead and shoot out a quick text to a few people to let them know I went live. So yeah, so I think we're going to have a full day of programming for everybody. And in the evening, I'm guessing K-Pro and Calazars are probably going to go on for like 8 hours. Is that on Medium? So yeah, so this is the article on Medium. If you go into Facebook, you can see there's 2 different articles. There's this one by Outside Magazine, and this is, a more fun picture of them interacting. And this one talks about, why he went live, and the fact that, he was a writer. Let's see if I can close that. Where is it? The part where he was a writer. There were so many people who said, he's a writer. It's Douglas Preston and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm like, I feel bad now because I had said I thought the writing was good, but I didn't think it was so good that it was unbelievable. But obviously, a lot of people who were saying the writing was too good are probably going to be comforted by the fact that he was a writer. So let's go ahead and scroll down to that part. Oh, there it is. Okay. Over time, those teenage dreams of adventure receded, and Stuef went on to attend Georgetown University, where he served as editor-in-chief of the Georgetown Heckler, a campus humor magazine. He graduated in December 2009 and began a career as a writer, both in humor, he worked for The Onion, and in more traditional media. So yeah, The Onion, it's hilarious. Anyway, he became embroiled in a few controversies early in his career, both at Wonkette, which he left after he made that pointer describes as a tasteless joke about one of Sarah Palin's children having Down syndrome. And while freelancing for BuzzFeed, which had to apologize after an article Stuef wrote incorrectly painted a popular internet cartoonist as a hardline Republican. He left the media business soon after. So, hey, Rudy Green. I should watch what you guys are saying. Oh yeah, don't forget, this is for you, Bobby D. Don't forget to like or dislike this video and click the subscribe button, which I'm sure you already have if you're watching. Crazy woman without her today wouldn't happen. Yeah, I know, Carrie, but I know I'm sympathetic to a fault sometimes, but I guess I was pretty happy that, you know, the finder was going to be safe and protect his identity and all that kind of stuff. You know, but hopefully the community, at least most of the community, will be able to celebrate this and show him the kind of compassion we would want somebody to show us if we had found the treasure chest. I know that he's still not interested in coming forward with the solution or the location, which will kill me. That honestly is going to kill me, but you know, that's not something I have control over. Oh, here we go. Live on YouTube. Yes, thank you. All right, I'm going to switch over real quick. Hold on one second. And there's also, I'm not sure if it's accurate or not. I saw on Facebook. So basically, yeah, I got a whole bunch of messages from various people. If I could go live so people could be in the chat. Let's see here. So let's see if I can find the YouTube video that somebody said he did a YouTube video too. So let's see if I can forward that to myself. And go back here. So, and he's so, oh, that's right. I have to share the comment that he may or may not have. Hopefully he can let me know if that was his comment that he made. I'll post on Facebook real quick that I'm live as well, so you guys have some more people to chat with. And there we go. Take the volume down. Don't do burper. Gary? I never cared who the finder was, just what the solution is. Please, for the guy though. Please, for the guy though. That's good. Yes, we're gonna have to show him the love and compassion that we would want to have had if it was us. Oh, here we go. Candy's coming into the room. So, and for any of you, I'll say another reminder. I'm basically going live so you guys can chat and all that kind of stuff, but we're gonna have a, let's see if she's in the room. Oh my God, that's gorgeous. I love it.
Hi.
I love it. I can't hear you yet though.
Oh, you can't hear me?
That is gorgeous. So yeah, so K-Pro and Calisars and AGK will both be going on tonight. AGK I think is at 6 Mountain Time, and then K-Pro Calisars are usually at I think 7 or 8 Mountain Time, but I think they're going to go up early. So
can you hear me yet?
Tell you.
Seriously?
Is that me? Can you guys in the room hear her? It could be.
Hold on.
Who knows? See if I can hear myself. Oh, we lost her again. Okay. Yes. Okay, there we go. Let's try it again. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
You know what? I can't, but the room might be able to. They say they can hear you, so it's my audio.
Okay, hold on. Let me go on to your channel. It's nice to see you back, by the way.
The room can hear you. Yes, 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 yes.
Hey, guys. Wait, so we must fix your audio.
I hear Candy to himself. How's it going, Lori James?
So can you hear me?
Okay. Let's do this. So yeah, I can't hear you yet, but let me make a few adjustments on my end.
Why?
Samson sent me a new mic because their old one wasn't working correctly.
You need to get the snowball mic.
Okay. Change. And let's switch to this.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try this one more time with my speaker. Keep talking.
Hello.
Okay. It's my earbuds, so I'm going to switch those out. The room could still hear you though. Oh my gosh. This has been an emotional week, and then this.
I woke up to crazy messages just like I woke up when I was alerted that Fenn passed away, and I was like,
Right?
Something's going on today. What's happening? And the first thing I wake up to is Greg from Treasure Seekers yelling at me in Facebook Messenger. I'm like, all right.
Yep.
He's like, you all are wrong. Barbara Anderson slapped you in the face. You can never talk about Fenn again. And I'm like, I'm gonna go talk about Fenn. Bye.
So like, I've got to share. I've got to share a comment that was made on my show and then quickly removed, and it was from apparently the Finder. And so now I'm thinking it might actually have been from the Finder. So I should keep checking my emails to see if he emailed back.
I sent him an email a little bit ago, just like apologizing for all the craziness of the community and for like dealing with Barbara Anderson, because now I'm having to deal with the crap too. So I'm like, I'm totally in your shoes. And he was so nice. He just like quick replied back, like, thank you so much. Because I was telling him, I'm like, you are an unsung hero of this community for standing up to that bully. 100%. And he's like, I'm no hero, but thank you. It's really sweet. I'm like, you are though.
Did you see the thing on Facebook where there was a YouTube video that was apparently his?
Yeah, I watched it.
Is it his?
Yeah.
It is? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah, I was watching it and then I started doing some digging. So I'm having fun finding the real story, but like he said and Fenn said, y'all can figure it out yourself.
When was the video made?
I believe it was posted in like 2019, and he mentioned that AGK, he was supposed to go on AGK to talk about it, and then AGK ran out of time for the marathon. And I was like, oh no. That's funny. But I think it's awesome. Like, I love that Shiloh's family, or like Fenn's family and Shiloh, got the opportunity to do what they wanted on their own terms before it was all out. And I don't know if you saw the video, she took it down, but Barbara was mad. She was so mad. And I was just like, I woke up and it's like Christmas this morning. It's great.
Well, I'm really, my plea goes out to the community too. I keep saying it over and over again, try and give him the same kind of compassion and happiness that we would want to feel from the community if it was us. Just the whole, treat thy neighbor as thyself kind of thing. But
cool that he found it. And what's funny is that you remember Terry Kasberg, he used to go on Treasures Galore forums all the time. He went on the forum in 2018 and he said there was like a rumor that the chest was found in like a certain area. And I messaged Fen and I asked him back in 2018, like, are these rumors true? And I didn't say a he or she. I just said, like, there's rumors going around that this was found in this location. And Fen wrote back instantly and he said he did not find it. And now that I'm looking back at all my emails,
oh, you're
like,
wondering.
like 2018, February 4th, 2018, Fen said that he had a gut feeling the treasure was going to be found. And then fast forward, it was June 28th, 2018. Someone says that it was found, but then Fen says he didn't find it. And then you get like, I think June 30th or something. I can't remember. It was like either June or July of 2018. Fen says his gut feeling's wavering. And then you have the Medium article where the finder says that he knew exactly where it was in 2018 and he was haunted for 2 years. Well, and so that lines up with the emails.
But he had said he had been, he said he had the general area, right? He didn't like have it down to the 12 by 12 inch spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. He had trouble finding the blaze. That's what the issue was. So now that I'm going back and I know certain things through my research and stuff through my emails and piecing stuff together, and I'm like, oh, that is so fascinating. Like, that's really cool.
I just wonder could you imagine how many, if AGK did have him on, how many views that one video would get? Like,
right? I remember there were 4 guys getting like 1,001 emails. And honestly, I wasn't going to email him, but I felt like I really needed to. I was just like, at the time I was going through like trying to figure out who the finder was too. And at a moment I thought it was someone who was honestly a terrible person in the community. And so I thought, maybe the finder isn't that great. And so
everyone was so down on the finder. I mean, I understand the emotions. I worked on it for 5 years. I understand the emotions, but everyone was just so down on the finder. I was always like, I'm just like, if it were me or you or someone else, I'm like, who knows what's going on?
We didn't have the full story. And again, I was the first person to come forward and say, I'm so sorry. I'm an asshat, basically. Like, I'm sorry.
I apologize. You're a real person.
I have no problem coming out to you and saying I'm sorry because I don't know you. And I was trying to piece stuff together. And it's so funny because I thought it was like one person. And then I'm like, oh, no, actually, it's you. And this is actually exactly what Fen was saying to the T. Like even down to the doctor part.
The doctor part. I know the writer, the med school and all this other kind of stuff. I understand the Outside Magazine thing, right? And that was very clever of that person to figure out how to contact, it's like.
That was smart. I was reading that.
That's using the noggin. I didn't make a comment on the article just because I'm just like you. I'm like, oh, he's a bombarded. I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it be. But the fact that they had interaction this whole time, right? It's just like, oh my God. So that makes me think that maybe the comment that was made, I guess I should pull that up right now. I'm guessing maybe the comment that was actually made on my show was actually from the finder.
Well, wasn't it the account that made that comment in your chat room? Wasn't it the finder and then had a picture of the chest as the icon?
No. This was made from an individual with the moniker of Missing Forest. And it was a comment that was posted. And I'm like, and it came into my email. Like, they don't always do that, but this one did. And I read the email and I'm like, this seems real. I'm like, the writing style seems like the finder. And I'm like, but I could be being punked. So, but now that the finder came forward, maybe he can let me know if it was him or not. But now that he came forward, I can go ahead and share the comment. Before, I figured since he removed the comment, if it really was the finder, that I shouldn't share it. But now I can. So I'm going to look that up. So yeah, but it kind of blew my mind. I was just like, oh my God, is this from the finder? So I took a screenshot of it in my email, but I guess I can forward it to myself. Can you see chat? I should,
let me jump
we have
in.
a hi from Jeep Girl Jody. Hey, Jeep Girl Jody, what's up? She works with cartography, if I remember correctly. Billy Shaw Jr. What was the comment the possible finder left on your channel? Oh, okay. All right. Let me go find that real quick. And yeah,
hello, like, Jeep Girl Jody.
I think I can share that now.
Dirk says he downloaded Barbara's video for safekeeping.
Oh gosh, all that stuff makes me so anxious. Oh, you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh,
right.
Okay, let's see here. New comment. Strange days. Let's see if I can find it. When was that?
The finder's shadow does not match the shadow of the chest. Yeah, you said the same thing. I'm thinking, ES. Oh, Lord.
Wait, say that again.
David Piaciano says the finder's shadow does not match the shadow of the chest. And then ES says, oh, Lord.
Oh, no. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay, let me forward this to myself so I can display it. I mean, I'm assuming it's okay to display this at this point.
Oh, I want to see. Hold on.
Okay.
I go back.
My cat's been crazy. And I'll make sure. And yes, if you are the finder and if you are watching, I did email the finder to let him know that I was going live. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. But
he's probably hiding. He's probably like sitting back, watching all of us, probably making his own like book on the craziness of the community.
I really hope he makes some money off of this, you know, because the chest, like we know, is only worth so much.
Actually, last night I went down the biggest rabbit hole I've ever gone down, and I found actual information on that chest. And I actually wrote to the finder and told him I found stuff. And it's not the stuff that everyone posted about a year or two ago. It took me hours to translate deep German dialects, and I found
like the articles in the chest and stuff.
It was intense. So I still have to do more research, but I want to make a video, and the first person I'm gonna send it to is the finder, so he knows the actual story behind the chest and where it came from. Because
that's so cool. Are you talking about the stuff that Alan Kay found in the old lithographic books? More
than that. It goes farther back, way farther back. And I found 8 different articles so far that link it all together. And where it was originally found, and like the story behind it. Like, I went into the deepest rabbit hole of my life last night. So I was up till 5 in the morning just researching and translating. So I went to bed like super late, and I woke up, and all of a sudden I have like all these emails and messages about the finder coming forward, and I'm like, oh, that's quite nifty. I think you could say it's serendipitous, if you will. So
that is really
cool. Information I found on your chest, sir.
Oh my God, that is so cool. I bet he's gonna love that.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a really hard project to put together, but I'm gonna try my best to put it all together. And I'm still trying to translate some of the German texts that I have been finding. And I found that
old German with an old dialect,
old Gothic German. And the actual town where it comes from, and who owned it, and who bought it, and how it came into the collection of this other person, and how there's 3 of them. Like, it's crazy.
I was gonna say, yeah, why are there copies? And are the copies, how old are the copies?
Well, that's the thing. So the information that's out there right now is talking about like 1350, right? Or they say like 14th century Romanesque. Romanesque is true, but it was actually something before that. It goes like into layers of like people owning it, and like kings owning it. It's so cool.
Get out. Come on.
No, seriously. I took screenshots of this stuff. It is true. And so I am working really hard to put this all together so I could send it over so he'll have information. And I'm like, hey, maybe this will bring up the value of your treasure, maybe. Or it'll make you think, hey, maybe I should keep it. If I was him, I will keep it. Like,
well, I guess it depends on how much money you could get for it. And if he's more like the finder of the AGK, oops, yep, I got that phone. And maybe he's the finder of the AGK hunt isn't a collector of things really, you know, and he was kind of like, you know, yeah, I'm not really into that stuff. So if this guy isn't into the lore of it, then it can just add to the value of it. I mean, I know a couple people who would want to buy it for a for a good sum.
Honestly, once you see what this chest actually was and is, I don't think anyone would ever want to sell it.
Well, I know I wouldn't, that's for sure. Well, are you going to do a show on that? That would be amazing.
I was going to, but then I realized if I do the show, it might make it worse.
Make it worse?
Like, I feel like a story, it might make it worse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compile as much information that I possibly can on everything that I've researched and collected over the years and last night, and try and make as much sense of it as possible and the connections, and then let the finder figure out what the heck he wants to do with that. And I think that's what Fenn thought too, because I know Fenn knew what this story was. It's not just a 14th century Romanesque lockbox.
Well, Forrest said he just took it to an appraiser person thinger, right? Who knew about this kind of stuff. He said that's how he learned what it was.
Well, he also said he convinced a museum friend to let him purchase
it. Yeah.
And the story of how that museum friend got it goes down to freaking kings.
Wow.
It's so cool. Like,
that
last night,
cool.
I wanted to wake my boyfriend up just to be like, I finally found this story.
Just hit him.
And
Wake up.
like,
look what I found.
Shut up.
he's like, isn't it over? Isn't this thing over?
I'm like, I don't even care about where it was found. I care about the story of the chest itself, because Ben said it had to be that chest. Like, he wanted that chest. And so I tried for years to figure out what it was, what the story was. And oh my God, once you know the story, it tells the story perfect. It's just like the second fig.
It's like the second what?
You know, Edna St. Vincent Millay, second fig.
Oh.
Safe upon the solid rocks, the ugly houses stand. Come and see my shining castle built upon the sand.
Yeah.
That's the story.
All right, so this is what YouTube sent me.
And oh, my eyes hurt.
Can you guys read this, or should I zoom in a little bit more? So this is what YouTube sent me. So missing forest. So this either is or isn't from Jack. Hopefully Jack will let me know if this was from him or if this is, another impersonator. It just read a lot that it seemed like him. Amy, I hope you don't mind that I share some comments here for those that may have an interest, and I apologize that they are not particularly on topic with your enjoyable interview with David Steele. I understand my authenticity is questionable and take no exception if you choose to remove. Some purport to have inside knowledge about me. They certainly do not. I am not pursuing a book deal, television deal, documentary, or the like. Proceeds from the sale of the treasure will be quite enough for my family's needs and a few wants. A lawsuit was filed a short time before Forrest announced the find, and another filed just 2 days following. While frivolous and devoid of merit, both remain open. Any reasonable person in a similar situation would not proffer comment. I agree, yeah. I suppose I am somewhat reasonable and on occasion can muster a dash of prudence, this post notwithstanding, which I'm guessing is why he removed it if it was Jack. These misguided lawsuits added to what I already considered other exceptionally good reasons to preserve my anonymity and the location of Forrest's special place. Forrest was totally selfless, unflinching, and understanding in his commitment to honor these requests. I expect most could not care less about my identity, which is great as indeed I am a bit shy. I also understand some have strong feelings of deprivation regarding the solution to the poem and location of the spot where Forrest hid the treasure. To these folks, I am truly sorry to add to your frustration, but I simply will not divulge them. I do believe that if you correctly solve the poem, once there, you will have no doubt whatsoever that the place is Forrest's. Some wonder if I brute forced the solve. That was me. I did not. Each of my several BOTG searches, while lengthy and somewhat arduous, focused on precise spots within the same area. Had I swept the area, I may have found it sooner, but such an approach just felt wrong and counter to my thoughts of forest design. I wanted the satisfaction of solving the poem entirely and correctly to the very spot. So stayed with my deliberate and frustrating method. It took a long while, 2 winters too long in hindsight, but sticking with it was the key to my success. And I'm so glad I did. Finally, for those reading who haven't already done so, subscribe to Amy's channel. I swear I didn't put that in there and I did not coerce that. I swear. I swear. Lots of good info, and you never know what might pop up in the comments. So, yeah, so it popped up, but then it disappeared. And I was torn. I'm like, well, if it disappeared, it means he changed his mind about sharing it. And so I was like, I can't share it. This isn't something I can share if he removed it ethically, because maybe he was like, you know what, never mind, I shouldn't share this, it's just going to turmoil, dig more stuff up. Obviously now it's not a big deal. But so yeah, hopefully Jack will let me know if that was him or if I was being punked. But the writing style just seemed similar. So that was my guess. But I don't know. I won't know. I'll let you guys know I guess I should keep checking emails. Or if Jack joins the chat, let me know.
That'd be
Could
funny.
you imagine how many emails he's going to get? I
love in the article how he's basically no bullshit tolerance. It's like, you come to my house, it's endgame. Like, no. I love that.
All right. So wait, where is that part? Is that in the medium one?
There's I think it's that one where basically he's saying, like, scroll more into it, saying like, if anyone comes to my house.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, my family and I prepared for the potentiality of this day. I'm glad at least they had time to prepare. Since finding the treasure, I moved to a more secure building with guards and multiple levels of security, and I have taken appropriate measures to protect myself. After I brought the treasure down from Wyoming to Santa Fe to Forest, I put it in a vault, not forests, at a secure location in New Mexico. It will remain there until I sell it. Oh, that's interesting that it's in New Mexico. Wow, that's cool. When I found the treasure, it ended the hopes of many people around the world who wanted to one day find it. I understand both the disappointment and disbelief many have and are experiencing, and do not take personally. Wow, that's impressive. The vitriolic comments made about me or the conspiracy theories that some seem to find comfort in. It's very true. Conspiracy theories are comforting in some cases. But to be clear, I am not and was never employed by Forrest, nor did he pick me in any way to retrieve the treasure. I was a stranger to him and found the treasure as he designed it to be found. In July, with my support, Forrest announced, we already know all this stuff.
I just like in this article how he stands up to Barbara.
Oh, does he really?
He stands up to her and he says he's my favorite person right now. That's all I have to say.
What's it? Oh, let's see here. Sorry, chat. Yeah, put it Amy Seeks. Yes, ask the searcher the following. Is there something that is still at the location? Oh, that's right. I asked Forrest that. And Forrest had said, I don't know if there's anything there because, it was never discussed, basically.
Well, did you see in his article that the finder said that the gold frog was not in the chest? It was actually in Fenn's vault. He had to go get it. But the emerald green ring was not in the chest. Like, they don't know where it went.
What?
Yeah, you didn't read. It's in that article too.
See, no, well, so as you know, it's been a rough week and still some rough stuff to come. But my phone blew up. And so I was like, well, isn't anyone else going live? And they said no. And I'm like, okay, I'll go live. So I haven't had a chance really to do anything but skim these things.
Wait until tonight, because K-Pro is going live at 6, I believe. And then Treasure Seeker is supposed to be going on at 7. So you're going to get the nice happy side. And then you're going to get the, I don't even know what to call it side.
I don't watch them.
I'm done with that. I'm done with all of that.
Watch them. No offense to them. It's just, it's too negative for me. I'm not into it. Okay, so if I were to reveal where the treasure was, then now this is interesting because we know that monolith, that the metal monoliths that keep popping up, what happened to that place? it was inundated by people, right?
Uh,
And it was, right? And so he
yeah.
says here, if I were to reveal where the treasure was, the natural wonder of that of place that Forrest held so dear will be destroyed by people seeking treasure. They hope I dropped on my way out or Forrest on his way in. So I'm guessing nothing was left at the spot of value. Adding to the risk, well, I guess that doesn't negate that. No, that's true. Adding to this risk is the fact that Forrest never wrote up an inventory of what was in the chest at the time he secreted it, like scissors. I still don't understand that one. I mean, if he took everything out of the chest and put it back in, he would have seen the scissors. Was he just that excited? I don't get it. So I can't prove to anyone that no item is missing from the chest. 2 items that Forrest had in the past said were in the chest were not when I found it. The small gold frog, the gold frog of all things, holy cow, on a necklace, and the Spanish emerald ring found at San Lazaro. Forrest was able to locate the small frog in his vault, and it was given to me after my find, but he had no idea what happened to the emerald ring. Mind blown. I mean, that's just mind blown. In addition to probable damage to the site, there is the possibility of danger to human lives, despite Forrest's efforts to try and help people stay safe. Many people searched in impossibly dangerous locations and prohibitive winter weather conditions. Some lucky ones, after endangering emergency workers, were rescued, but others died. Getting to the wilderness location where the chest was is not dangerous in the conventional sense of the word, but it very quickly can be when people do not take basic precautions. Yes, we know those basics. Urgh. Many questions for me. Oh, I understand. Oh, I see. Okay. I understand the searchers have many questions for me, and I will take some time to answer them as a start. For those who are interested in my perspective on the chase, I posted a rambling over intellectualized video in 2019. Holy cheese balls. With some of my thoughts before I found the treasure. Also has a story out today with some more information from me. Oh my God, mind blown. I just mind blown. I should be clear up front about boundaries. Oh, is this what you're talking about? Where he's like, no nonsense, boundaries with other
Yup.
searchers. Okay. The treasure hunt was a personal quest for me, and I never collaborated with anyone. I understand many others see it as a community and a social thing. And I think it's great. People get different things out of what Forrest started, but that's not what it is to me. Forrest enjoyed meeting and conversing with many searchers. Yes, he did. So many more than we know about over the years, but that's not something I'm looking for. Oh, so he doesn't want to start inviting random people in?
No, that's why he's
What if we meet them at Collected Works? I do not wish to receive any visits to my home or phone calls or text messages from searchers. I have acquainted myself with my local laws regarding stalking and will not hesitate to call the police. Yes, if someone comes to my door, if searchers feel compelled to contact me, they can email me at Jack. Oh, well, I'm not, you know what? Oh, anyway, it's up there, I guess. I feel bad sharing it on my show, but we'll just do that. Did you get it? But keep in mind, I am unlikely to read most of the messages or respond to them. There are some positive consequences to my being outed as the finder, and I hope knowing I am a real person is solace to some searchers still grieving, like me. The conclusion of the chase. I am optimistic that this experience will still be a positive chapter in my life. Oh, my goodness.
It's
I'm going to
awesome.
cry. I'm going to cry. I still am going to cry that, you know, not knowing the solution, that part, you know, oh.
I'm actually working on that right now. I found some pieces. So I'm giving my own self some peace of mind. And I just must say, if it's what I think I found, oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. That's all I have to say. So I think it's really cool.
Well, you know, my whole entire work is out there on my channel. So if anyone ever wants to confirm it, Jack, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. They can do that. They can say, actually, though, this is the question you always ask. Would I like to have been this close on the right track or completely wrong. And I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard one to answer.
I feel
Let's see.
because that's the thing, we're still trying to piece together information, because I'm still convinced that darn log over in that area matches the same log in the Medium article. So I'm like, what is up with that? But if the stories and the pieces that I've been coming together and figuring out is this area, I had it for like a day, like 3 or 4 years ago, for a day. And I looked at it and was like, nope, not it. And then went back to my fire hole salt. So I was one of those people that was like 1% of the way to it. So I still think it's really cool. And honestly, I hope that one day he'll come out with some information. But the fact that he had to come forward at all is kind of just sad in itself.
I know.
I really think it's so sad.
He shouldn't have had to. He shouldn't have had to.
Well, did you see what Shiloh posted on Dale's site this morning?
No.
He said it best. He truly said it best.
Okay, I'll go find it. Hold on 1 second.
He truly, like, basically they had no choice. So instead of waiting for it all to come out without their consent, they just decided to nip in the bud and just go right out and say it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Latest post. Is that what it's under?
Probably. It's the most recent one.
Share screen. So the comment might not have been from Jack. I just got a response.
From Jack?
Yeah.
And he said, he's watching.
Well, I don't know if he's watching, but he's going through emails. But he was, anyway, he says, thanks, Amy. Not sure what you were referring to. So I was asking about the YouTube comment. So it might not have been him.
Screenshot it first and then send it.
There we go. I guess I could forward it to him. Okay, I'll do that. I'll forward him that. So let's see here. Is it under latest posts? Ending the blog? Is that where would it be?
No, hold on.
Okay. You can screen share too if you want.
I'm on my phone, so I don't think I can. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see.
I gotta make sure I don't send it to Jack the Booze Traveler.
Okay, so Shiloh makes announcement about the Finder, Monday, December 7th, 2020. Do you want me to read it?
Let me try and pull it up and then you can read it. How did you find it?
I think it's just been posted all around on the Facebook pages.
Oh, here. Let me just type in then. Sorry about the noise. Shiloh makes announcement on Finder. I'll just put that in. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'll zoom in and you can read. Oopsie. Can you see that?
I have it pulled up on my phone.
Perfect. Okay, you read, I'll scroll down and then I'm going to email a few people here.
Okay. On behalf of my family, I am writing to confirm the identity of the person who found, retrieved, and now owns the treasure chest that my late grandfather, FORREST FENN, hid in the Rockies over 10 years ago. The finder's name is Jonathan Jack Stuef. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry. Jack found the treasure chest as a result of years of careful searching without any help from my grandfather, myself, or any other member of our family. My grandfather wanted to honor Jack's desire to remain anonymous in an effort to protect him from potential harm and harassment, like my grandfather and the rest of our family have experienced over the years since the treasure was hidden, and especially since it was found. He went to great lengths and personal expense trying to help Jack retain his anonymity, and my family has continued to do so to the best of our ability up to this point. We find ourselves currently in a position, however, where it is no longer possible to continue to carry out my grandfather's wishes to keep Jack's identity confidential. As a result of a federal court order, we will be required by law to provide Jack's name and contact information to the extent that we have it. Given these circumstances, we wanted to let those in the search community hear it from us directly before we are compelled to disclose it to someone who is abusing the court system on frivolous grounds or for the apparent purpose of self-aggrandizement and greed. My grandfather wanted to keep the chest location secret even after it had been found because he feared that if the location became known, it could be ruined by the number of people who might attempt to go to the site. The location was very special to my grandfather, and the last thing he wanted was to see it destroyed, either innocently or through malicious intent. We congratulate Jack on finding and retrieving the treasure chest, and we hope that this confirmation will help to dispel the conjecture, conspiratorial nonsense, and refusals to accept the truth. My grandfather is gone, and the chest has been found. His death and that of my grandmother Peggy has left a void in our lives. I know I can speak not only for my family, but also for our friends in the treasure hunting community when I say that we miss him greatly.
Okay.
We want to sincerely thank all of those in the treasure hunting community who have become our friends and allies over the years. I cannot express to you the joy that my grandfather had in seeing his treasure hunt positively touch the lives of so many, and the excitement in his eyes when he saw that the chest again for the first time since hiding it in the wilds of Wyoming. We wish Jack the best of luck, and we hope that the searching community will treat him with the respect that he deserves.
You can't stop.
Why do I always
crying.
cry on your channel? I always cry on your damn channel, Amy.
I don't know, but I'm not going to go to full screen again yet.
I'm off screen too. I'm just like, what? I'm not crying. You think I'm crying, but I'm not.
Oh, it's been too much. Yeah, it's been a very emotional week. What's it? Jack. Amy Seeks, do you save your shows? No, I just throw them up on YouTube and YouTube saves them. Ellen K, Chasing Indy. Jack seems very Occam's razor. Are you thinking it's anywhere but Yellowstone? Well, that's a good question. Well, based on the work I did, I still think the beginning was Madison Arm and you go south from there into Yellowstone. So, you know, my bias is, yeah, Yellowstone. But that is extremely my bias. That is a really beautiful thing by Shiloh. God, he was always just so kind, tolerant, I would say. Tolerant, kind. He talked to searchers. He was so helpful to his grandma and grandpa. Whenever I was there, he was just so respectful, helpful, just a really good person. And his mom was amazing. Anyway, okay. Oh, hey! I didn't know who I let into the room until I went.
Oh, who's in?
It's Matt.
Oh, hey!
Hey, how are you?
I'm just mopping up some tears, but I'm good. How are you?
Good. I came into the room and it was like in school where people take turns reading. You were just reading, and I was going to wait for my turn.
Sunshine, read that.
We each take a paragraph.
Yeah, we so need you to read these things. Oh my
goodness.
That's
what I said.
Yes, you, the two of you.
You did fine.
That's the rest of my show is the two of you reading stuff.
Just reading stuff. Okay. we
Matt,
have a lot to read. There was a lot released today.
Yeah. So far we have Shiloh's, we have the Outside article, we have the Medium article, we have the YouTube video. What else do we have? Am I missing anything?
Well, the YouTube channel had the one video from a year ago, and then the raw footage from the New Mexico tourism commercial, which is fun to watch.
Really?
He says it's
Oh.
not helpful, but it's fun to watch.
I wonder, oh man, I'm dying to know what the thing was that he caught on to Forrest slipping with, you know?
Right. Well, he says in that it wasn't in that video. That's what I thought at first. I thought, oh, here it
you
is.
thought it was in the
Here's
video?
the slip up video.
And it wasn't.
Yeah.
Dang it. Yeah. We were talking about how he almost went on AGK, and like how many views would that video have if he had made it onto AGK?
I know. Is Toby watching? Toby, is that your greatest regret, canceling that? You had him booked.
I know. Oh, I forgot to send an invite to Toby.
Oh, send an invite to Susie.
I did. I sent her an invite. I should text her as well to let her know. Most people don't know what's going on because, you know, I wouldn't know if I hadn't gotten so many texts. But, oh, and here's a quick answer to, where is it? The spot. Okay. Oh, nope, not that one. I'm going through my FORREST FENN emails. So this was FORREST FENN'S response when I asked him if the finder had left anything at the spot. And he said, I have not said there was nothing left at the site because I don't know. At least I think that is what I said. You may share, I am not on the computer much, F. But this is what kills me. So, sorry, going through the emails. Okay, this one. This is what kills me. Oh no, that's when he was making me crying again. So when I asked him if I should post my first video, he said, I think you should post your video. It is so good. Other than that, I don't know what to say, Amy. You were such a big part of the chase and everyone loves you so much. In time, the whole story will come out and then it will start to die off and become an asterisk someplace. You're very good on camera. Oh, blah, 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 mannerisms. Please sit close. And, well, the other part wasn't, you know, the other part was just being nice, complimentary stuff. But so that's what, you know, it's like the whole story will come up, but the whole story's not coming out.
Right.
I think it's awesome that the story is not coming out because it gives us an opportunity to still look for that story.
Oh my God, no. No, I get that. And I can't help but agree that the special spot would be absolutely trampled. I mean, I can't help but agree with that. It would be. I mean, we saw it, like I said, we saw what happened with the monolith thing, you know, that metal monolith thing that came out, and
people from the chase are just regular people. People from the chase are a whole new type of human.
I mean, that whole area was completely, you know, trampled within a few days of them talking about that metal monolith. And then the monolith was stolen.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the artist removed it. Someone just stole it.
Was it the artist? Okay, so some people,
I don't know.
There's footage of these people tearing it down, putting it in a wheelbarrow and carting it off. But it might have been the person who made it in the first place. I don't know. I haven't read the latest from that. So, but either way, you know, this short period of time where something like happened, obviously it would get trampled. I don't think there's a doubt there. There were some people who really didn't think that would happen. But you know, it's evidence in so many places. Like when I was younger and was in Paris, the grave of the Doors singer Jimmy Morrison. Thank you. Brain fart. You know, there were all these restrictions that were around it because so many people pilgrimaged to it,
sure.
You know, and so when you did go there, there were cameras on it and stuff like that, you know, just to make sure that if anything did happen, they could address it really quickly. But that's what happens with those places. And we know that our community has some very passionate people.
Is that the word you're going to use?
That's the word I'm sticking to, baby. Passionate people.
Yeah, I was talking with Justin and I said the same thing. I thought about Graham Parsons, where he died out in Joshua Tree. And there's a little shrine there and people camp out there and they build fires there and they take rocks and, you know, everybody takes a little something or brings a little something. And it's just, it kind of you know, it's no longer a peaceful, natural place anymore.
And who is that?
Graham Parsons, he was
The Graham Parsons Project?
that's
Parsons
Alan.
Project.
That's Alan Parsons. He was
It's been a rough
he was
week.
like alt country back in the late 60s, early 70s. It doesn't matter. It's just it's an example. You can find his little shrine. But I think I've seen Morrison's gravesite, like you say.
Yes.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, exactly. So I get that. At the same time, though, I'm thinking in 10 years, it wouldn't be a problem. I'm really thinking that, you know, in 10 years, that would be a perfect time to release a book or release something that, you know, told the whole story. I mean, it was interesting that that the Outside magazine described the solve, sort of, right?
I don't read that one yet. Did you see that the person who contacted the finder, though, is writing a book?
Which person? The Outside magazine person?
Barbarisi?
Outside.
I think his name is Barbarisi.
Yeah.
Wait, who? The Outside magazine? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I forgot who it mentioned. It showed the picture of the book, and it should be coming out, and it kind of delves into like certain stories. So I'm interested in getting it.
Of all the people, of all the things that weren't in the chest, the gold frog, that kills me.
Isn't that funny?
Well, I was actually looking into
I don't ever remember seeing
week.
it in his vault, you know? Oh, you looked into this guy?
Yeah, I was looking into this guy last week because I was like, okay, he has the book coming out next year. I think it was May or something, or March. I can't remember. It was sometime next year. And I was saying, like, this guy is interesting because he's a writer. And I was trying to compare his writing to the Finder article. And I was like, who is this guy? He's from New York. And I even messaged DTC. And I was like, oh, do you have any distant cousins from over here? Because he kind of looks like you. Because I thought he might be the Finder. Turns out he just was a smart guy that figured out how to contact the Finder.
I was always flattered when someone thought I was the Finder. Like, thank you very much. Wait, what were we looking for?
Before. So funny.
What were we looking for?
It's like the article shows how he figured out how to contact Jack the Finder.
And he talks about that's what I was looking for, the conversation where he talks about a little bit about what it's not, right? What the solution was not.
Oh, you're talking about pirates.
Where he talks about it's not GPS, it's not
right.
puzzly, it's not all that kind of stuff.
It's just an old man speaking through his words.
I disagree.
No, it was over here. I'm the Finder.
I disagree. He's lying. I know, right? At this point, it's like, hey, don't really have a leg to stand on there.
I think it's cool though. Explains why that guy was like so confident and saying, I have a book coming out and I was talking to someone that's like knows exactly what's going on. And it's because you have so many whistleblowers going around saying they know things or that they're the Finder that it just gets tiring. And you're just like, whatever, get in line, take a ticket. And it's like, oh, this guy actually was the guy.
And they've been doing that for so long. The roosters. Okay, so here it is. When asked if figuring out the puzzles required...
Even above that, Amy.
Ooh, okay.
Just, yeah, right there.
Oh, Matt, you read it.
Yay!
Yes.
Just like in school?
Yes. Yeah. It's your turn.
My turn to read? Okay. Let's see. I don't want to ruin this treasure hunt by saying it was made for an English major, but it's based on a close read of a text, Stuef says. I mean, that's what it is. It's having the correct interpretation of a poem. I understood him by reading his words and listening to him talk over and over and over and over again, and seeking out anything I could get my hands on that told me who he was. When asked if figuring out the puzzles required the use of anagrams or GPS coordinates or sophisticated codes of any sort, Stuef was clear in his response. No, he says. But I don't want to say, do I keep going?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't want to say that
people
are stupid for thinking those things were valid or that they were being irrational. I think Forrest designed this to be fun, and whatever people got out of it that gave them fun, I think to me is rational, and they were doing it right in that way. The solution, Stuef says, is tied far more to understanding Fenn's emotions and to a close examination of the poem itself than to puzzle-solving skills. Fenn simply didn't care about those kinds of things. He was more interested in adventure, legacy, history, narrative. Farther?
Yeah.
I think somebody else is supposed to read.
No, you sound good.
There was no reason. There was no reason to think that those things would be something he was interested in or had any experience in, Stuef says. I mean, he was coming to this not from the perspective of being a huge fan of puzzles or a puzzle master. He was not a fan of armchair treasure hunts. His point of reference was pirates. His purpose was not to create a great puzzle and show everyone how smart and slick he was. His purpose was this weird idea to entomb himself and to create a historic legend. None of that supports armchair solutions, and he was open about that.
Continue.
So far, ownership is like a challenge if you keep moving it. So far, ownership of the chest has not made Stuef a rich man. He has not sold it yet, has not even had it appraised, but the expected windfall has allowed him to quit worrying about repaying his student loans for medical school, right? With that in mind, he has decided to leave the profession before becoming a practicing doctor and may move into equities investing next. Anyway,
so from writer to
isn't that amazing? There's so much in there about how he approached the poem and thought about it. It negates a lot of things, but it's really interesting.
Hey, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the article Fenn released toe to toe was about you and him.
Toe to toe?
Yeah, toe to toe. You know,
it's
where
one of the last scrapbooks
about like imagine what toenails are used for. But
I know it. I just don't know what you're getting at.
Well, if you read between the lines, like a lot of us read it as there's two people neck and neck, so close to getting this figured out. And I'm wondering if he was talking about you and Jack, because you're the only other person I know can think like this.
No. I mean, I was kind of approaching it similarly, but I was in the wrong state. I mean, I was right on the border. But
I thought you were in Wyoming.
I was interested in Wyoming, but I have to admit the first place I was looking was, I mean, I wanted to be right on the border. I was interested in park borders and state borders. And the first place I chose to look, because of course I had many years ahead of me to keep coming back.
I know,
the first
right?
place I chose to look was the Gardner Valley, and I was going to explore there, and then next year try something else. So.
Did you try the border where Fenn talks about for buffalo smoke in the second book? Where he says like right outside of the park, his dad would park the car and they would go fishing, and then he saw the buffalo.
Oh yeah. Very interested. And I mean, for a while I thought, well, that's where it is, this secret hiding spot or whatever. They would drive in, and I think the park boundary moved since the mid-30s. But nevertheless, I looked into it. I was interested in all that. I really thought that I had many search seasons. So why not look here, and then next year look there, and
You've been like Cynthia, living out every crevice of the Yellowstone and everywhere.
Take my time with it. Yeah, I was in no hurry.
Yeah. Oh man!
And I guess I was out there looking at the same time. I don't know how long Stuef, if I'm saying that correctly, I don't know how long he was out there, but I was out there the first week, and the 4th was a Thursday, June 4th, and it started like snowing and sleeting and raining. And so I was planning on leaving the next day, Friday, but I just said, I'm leaving today. This is awful because I can't go do what I need to do. And so
that's why I had this hunch that you were the finder for the longest time, because like you sent me that email, and then it's like the night we're all crying our eyes out that it's over. You're just sitting there sipping margaritas with Cynthia Meacham, and I'm like, you.
Yeah. Yeah, I there was some evidence pointing in that direction, but I unfortunately no.
You can only be
great.
You can only be flattered. Awesome, it's like, yeah, I figured it out. That's right. You think I'm capable of that? Cool.
But I think, When I read those paragraphs, when I read them this morning, I thought, my solve was a little too armchair-y. It was really about what I could figure out in Dallas, where I am, and it sounds like you need to be out there. That there are some things you need to think about the poem or whatever, but then you need to get out there,
Well,
like a
that's what's
pirate.
so
You need to look at
confusing.
this rise in
Forrest,
the hills or these trees or whatever it is.
yeah. But Forrest said, does your solution take you to a 12 by 12 inch spot? I had heard him say that. I've never said that before. Because, it was, again, part of the stuff where you're like, ethically, what do I do? But that's what confuses me the most. I'm just like, gosh, dang it. I don't understand.
Well, Fenn also told me something about a doctor, and I had the wrong damn doctor. Well, what I find interesting though is, didn't the finder say it took him a while because the blaze was damaged? Didn't they?
Yeah.
Didn't he say that in one of the articles?
Yeah,
Yes,
damaged and removed.
So I don't understand that either, because it's like, it's not, well, I saw damage, but here, let's take the article. That was the,
They said removed?
I thought so.
I thought it was just
we should go
damaged.
to it so I don't spread.
Didn't Fenn say it's not feasible to move the blaze?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
There we go.
I love it.
Oh no, did I
damaged.
make up something? I made up something.
You made that up, but hey, I'm sure everyone's gonna watch now and start the rumor.
Oh yeah, Fenn's all-important final clue found out in the wilderness, intended to let a searcher know they're in the exact right spot, had been damaged. What? How
I was
did
gonna say,
someone
if it was
damage the
removed,
blaze?
that would really have bugged me, because it's not feasible to do so.
Yeah, but damage. Do you think like it was damage from an earthquake or like nature versus a person?
So many questions. Honestly, Jack, if
More
you're
rabbit
listening,
holes.
get some money from this. Go on the Today Show. Now that you're outed anyway, make some money on this, man. Go to the big shows, go to the, networks. I know that they're a little busy right now with other stuff, but
did you see, I'm just going to start referring to her as who. Did you see who made a video earlier saying that she's still the finder and this person's a liar and that it was still New Mexico?
Is that person, well, I mean, I'm guessing that person is enjoying the the attention. And since the attention continues to come, I'm sure they will keep going until the attention stops coming. Even negative attention to some people is desirable. And, it's a sad thing when it leads to damage to other people.
I'm just going to be like down the rabbit hole now, trying to figure out how you damage a blaze.
Me too. I'm just like, because if a blaze is going to last 100 to 1,000 years, plus you don't take a radiant, all of it led me to believe that the blaze was not a physical, not a thing in the field. But this,
well, the thing too is that the blaze is a mark. So how can a blaze be damaged if it's already damaged? Like, this is intriguing to me. Matt, I feel like you need to, go into deep research about this too, because of anybody, you're probably the one that's going to figure it out.
But there's no,
Matt.
How would you know that you're right or wrong? That's
exactly. There's no confirmation. Although he did say that if you solve it and find the place, you'll know, right?
Yeah.
How will we know?
Who said
Look
that?
for damaged things.
That's what the finder said.
Really? Even now?
Well, you know what's weird?
There's
somebody today posted a picture of the finder.
Oh, you mean
like of him in the location, and he's wearing the same shirt, and the person was like, "Is this you, finder?" And then it shows the picture of the finder with Fenn, and then it shows a picture of him standing out in the middle of the area with like a bunch of downed trees, like the article says, and he's wearing the same darn shirt as the shirt he was wearing when he met Fenn. So you're just
where is this?
I
Where is
saved the
this?
picture. I saved the picture. Look, hold on.
Okay.
Look, I didn't find it, but someone on Facebook posted it, and there's talk going around of the area, and so I was posting around that.
Facebook, I'm sure, is blowing up.
Like,
needs
watch,
Amy
we'll send
as
it
a
to you.
management.
Like, check this out.
That's very sweet, Tony. Why are flags half-mast today? Check. By the way, hi everyone. Very important. Tony received. Jen Schutz. Jay, Minnesota. Hey, how's it going?
Okay, I sent it to you, Amy.
Oh,
To your
okay. All
email.
right. Let me send it to myself here.
Like, I didn't post it, but I saw it online and I said, hey, that's something interesting I might want to hold on
Holy cow.
to.
Okay,
Right?
so Jack, Jack wrote me back about, I'll go to yours. Jack wrote me back. That comment was not him.
Oh, no, there was
What comment?
Yay.
Wow. So there was a comment made by somebody named Missing Forest claiming to be the finder, and it kind of sounded like the finder. So I thought maybe it was the finder, but I didn't share it because they removed it themselves. And so I thought, well, if it is the finder, they removed it. Anyway, he says, no, that's not me. But now I look bad for not leaving you a nice comment. Here's one. I have seen your show and I think you're very perceptive, fair, and a calming presence. Hope you have a fun show. Oh, thanks, Jack. That's very sweet. If you're watching, thank you. Now I'm going to blush. So he's a very nice guy and I love him.
You're a fan.
I'm totally sweating and blushing now.
You have a finder crush.
I have a finder crush. Oh my god.
Oh, great. Not even
That's
three.
very
Love it.
sweet. Yes, if you're watching, thank you. Oh my god.
All right, so what is this thing that Candy sent you? This picture?
Yes, right.
Are we allowed
Sorry,
to
I got
share
all
this?
flustered.
It's
Are we
not
allowed-
from me. It's from the Facebook Society. Okay, I saw this guy posted it, and
From the Facebook Society? Is that what you said?
Facebook Society.
That is not the same person at all. Oh my god. Okay,
Are you
Candy,
sure?
Yes, but I'm going to take it into Photoshop real quick and lighten it up so you can take a look. It's a plaid shirt though, but no, the person, well, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna save it and take it into Photoshop. I'm still blushing from what he said. I'll respond. If he's not watching, I'm gonna respond to him and say, thank you so much. You got me blushing. Okay. I remember when Forrest once said he's gonna have to buy me anti-blushing powder.
Oh my god.
Okay, all right. What am I doing?
I don't know.
You're lightening a picture.
Yep. Okay, all right. Here, I'll edit it up. Just lighten it up basically so you guys can see it, and then I'll share it. So talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
I'm just saying it was interesting to see this. I don't know what it is. I just thought it'd be something interesting to like talk about or look at.
Yeah, agreed. Okay. It's going to take me a second here. I have to get into the shadows and stuff. Reduce the contrast. Yeah, that's so not him. But like I say, I totally get it. Let's sharpen it up a little bit. So not him. So the profile you can see of the finder has a little bit more of an out and in, and this guy has much more of this, and the hair is different, but the hairline's very different too. The hair comes down like this, and the shirt is different, but it's still a plaid shirt.
Yeah, don't show us the picture. Just keep describing it. Tell us about what about the collar?
Well, see, I'm editing it.
Okay.
So funny.
I'm
not a calming presence. I'm sorry.
Best show ever. So anyway,
I need you some content to talk about. Okay, damn.
Content. Okay, sorry.
I painted a picture and I want to tell you about it. First, I had some red over in the corner.
Stop.
And then there's some blue.
Oh my lord. Okay, I pressed the wrong button and something.
Oh god. I'm going to chat. What's chat saying?
Jack,
this is the content that people crave.
You guys were supposed to talk amongst yourselves while I did this, dang it.
I will talk. I'll say that I couldn't resist the finder. I don't know what to call him anymore. Stuef, the finder. Jack. Okay. I don't know him, but he so he left that email with the disclaimer that he might not look at them or respond. And I couldn't resist. I wrote him, I just said, congratulations. And I shared a short story with him that I thought he would find funny, just a single paragraph. And he wrote back the most Fenny response. It was just like 3 words, like, thanks a lot. It was like, oh man, if there's one thing you picked up from Forrest, it's how to respond to people via email that you don't really want to engage. So that made me laugh.
Well, maybe he's unaware of your most excellent PBS style videos.
Yeah.
I don't know, or
Fen
maybe
wrote
he
about
is.
you.
I wrote an open letter to him and I regret half of what's in there. So maybe he's mad about that. No, I'm not going to assume that. And he said he wasn't very active, that he was kind of alone. You know, he was solo.
Solo, you mean?
Not part of the community. I think he was aware and he I think he tuned in a little bit, but this was very much a solo venture.
Right,
So.
right. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, he could have, if it weren't for unfortunate circumstances, he could have remained anonymous. But I'm really glad to hear that he is in a secure place now, that he had that time to do that, because that is going to be kind of huge. Okay, I am emailing myself the photo. So the photo, just so you know, the picture of the guy was really dark, and because it was really light on the left-hand side. So trying to, here we go. But yeah, so that email or that comment that I shared earlier was not the Finder. So,
just like that right there is not the Finder.
It was this, I doubt this is the guy. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in and then share image.
It's just interesting.
It's
just funny to see stuff that people post on Facebook, and I'm like, hey, let's save it for another night. Rainy night.
All right. By the way, does my voice sound normal or is it modulating low?
It sounds normal.
Okay, good.
Maybe a fraction. Do you have some kind of modulating software working?
No, Samson sent me a new mic because the other one they sent me modulated my voice into a low tone on occasion, and it freaked people out. So they're like, you sound like a drag queen, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll just wear a wig and no one will care.
Oh, go like me.
No.
Yeah.
Is that a banjo? No, that's not him.
Okay, so you see the hair here kind of goes way down here, and you know, it's just not this profile.
Yeah, I don't think that's him.
I can see, I can see where you might, it's like, oh, maybe. But this was all pretty dark in shadow, so it's kind of hard to compare the two. But the big thing for me is the amount of hair coming down on the front. Oh, geez, now I'm comparing hairlines. That's wrong. It's just, Lord.
Can we change the subject, please?
Sorry.
Oh, Matt.
It's not.
I'm sorry, is it Matt or Copper Dan there? I can't tell.
He's going to get on here in a second and confuse us both.
That was your twin. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so there were a few people I forgot to send the email to.
I was surprised when I clicked it. I was the only one that jumped in. I was like, where is everybody?
Hello?
Well, I don't have the comments up. I don't know how many people are here and what they're saying or what they want to talk about.
Oh.
Let me pull up the chat.
Okay, I'm
the
going to
chat
respond.
says coffee talk. Even a caveman can do it. Someone just arrived out. Oh, JK Pioneer just arrived at work. See y'all later on tonight. Because Caper's going to be on at 6 on Cal Lasers. Hulu says slow sunshine.
Is that 6 Vegas time?
I believe so.
So AGK will be on at 6 Mountain Time, which is 5 Vegas time. So basically from...
Yeah, I think because, usually they go on at 7.
No, AGK. Oh, yeah. They go on at 7 Vegas time, which is 8 Mountain Time. And then AGK started a thing where they're going to go on at 6 o'clock Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday? I forget.
Did you hear? We don't have a time slot anymore. We are nobody's.
No, we still have our time slot because AGK goes on at 6 and then Mountain Time, and then we're 7 Mountain Time. So it's still good.
Wrap it up. Only an hour. You have only an hour to speak your words.
basically, you guys have a whole evening of programming. I'm guessing it's going to go pretty late. I may or may not. I probably won't be able to be in chat because of stuff going on. Bummer stuff, but we're not going into that.
Kay says, Chasing Indy, can you ask Matt what he envisioned as the perfect ending to the chase? Tell us, Matt, what would your perfect ending be?
That letter to the Finder video was very much tongue-in-cheek, especially at the end when I made a fake trailer or whatever. Just, it was supposed to be silly. And yet behind that was my sincere hope that Dale or some other professional could sit down with Forrest and make one, have one last interview, one last video, and he could walk us through everything. I mean, we've been hanging on his every word. And so for him to go through the poem and even before the poem, back up and talk about, I mean, there's so many things we don't know about, specifics about how he pulled this thing off, how he got up there and chose it in the first place and why. And so anyway, I mean, that's like a perfect ending, except for the fact that the place is revealed and then who knows what happens to it. But I mean, isn't that what we all want? Just to, you want to see the puzzle finished and you want to see the picture. You want the ending.
Yeah.
The one thing we won't get.
Well, we can with our imagination.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know what Amy meant when she said that that Jack, the Finder, is now saying that if I were to solve it today and go there, I would know it was right. That I would have some kind of confirmation. I don't know where that is. I want to see that.
I think it has something to do with the pictures, because both Jack and Fenn overemphasize the fact about the illustrations in the book. So I think Fenn found a cheeky way to hide an illustration of that final place within the book.
Where's that? I want to see that. I don't remember
it's
that.
on his YouTube channel. It showed a never before seen interview from Fenn, and Fenn talks about the photos. And then someone even asked Fenn once why he never had an audiobook of the Thrill of Chase, and he said there's no pictures.
Oh, I bugged Forrest a lot for that. I was gonna hire a voice actor with a Southern drawl who would do the book. And then I said, we can recoup our costs on day one, and then anything we make in excess we'll donate. Let me do this. And he was always like, no, I don't want to do it. No. And he said that. He said no pictures. And it made me wonder, like, am I missing something from the pictures? What's hiding in there?
Well, did you notice in what's the name of the chapter with the gypsies by the fire? Gypsy Magic?
Gypsy Magic. Yeah.
So in the illustrations for Gypsy Magic, there's actually a little fun rabbit hole that leads you to a scrapbook that Ben did. Because when I don't know if he showed you books when you were at his house, Matt, but there's that one about what's his name, Ron something, and it was about the Watergate scandal. Did he show you that book?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's funny because there was an illustration that his friend made about like this weird leg. And if you look at Gypsy Magic chapter, that picture, there's an illustration of just like some weird aberration of a leg right there. And it's all about, the Watergate scandal. And if you look to the right in the grass, it says Nixon. So it's really funny. Like Ben put that in there just for the hell of it.
Oh, Hooli says, I don't know what it was you had just said, but Hooli says, me too at Smell the Sunshine.
Oh, Hooli. Hi, Hooli.
Hooli. Yeah. So she's agreeing with whatever it was you had said while I was gone.
It seems like the obvious answer, to have it all revealed by the man himself.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the ideal.
Yeah.
The ideal ending.
Candy, why are we looking at a still image of you?
Oh, because I'm in the chat right now reading it. Hold on.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I've got
She's
the
like-
still image I can look at. Either way.
I was talking to Nelica a couple of nights ago, and I couldn't talk to her on the camera because I was downstairs in the dark, and I'm like, it's pointless. So I just had my still image. And at one point, she was waiting for me to blink. She's like, I thought that was really you. And then I started getting concerned because you were blinking. And I was
Wow.
like, oh, I'm in the dark.
This summer, I don't know if Cynthia's in the chat. This summer, Cynthia and I were on the phone a lot. We were trying to hammer out details related to the finale, and we were whatever. We had some really long phone conversations, and we were often driving. And sometimes she would cut out, she'd be gone, and I'd be driving along just talking and talking and talking and talking to nobody. My phone rings. I'm like, oh, how is my phone ringing? Because I'm on the phone with, and I look down and Cynthia's calling me. I'm like, okay, how far do I need to back up? It happened like every day.
Great.
Like, I can't repeat what I just said. It was so great. I'm sorry.
Oh, thanks, Redneck. He was saying about audiobook. Yeah, you guys in the chat know that and by the way, if any of this audio is wonky, let us know.
What did he say about the audiobook?
He was telling me that that's what you guys were talking about.
Yeah. I ran it by Dale. I was like, Dale, why haven't we ever done this? Everybody's in their cars. They're driving. You know, you get it on tape. I mean, I could read the thing and then listen to it. And I've done that with other things. And then you have that audio. But I would rather have like a professional do it. Forrest won't do it, but we can find somebody with a thick drawl. Read the book. And then all these people traveling, everybody's going to want it. It'd be great.
I know.
Forrest was like, Forrest thought it was a terrible idea. No, Matt, never. And Dale said the same thing. He's like, oh, I ran that by Forrest back in, 2012 or something. And he shot me down. So
yeah. And I heard a couple other people did too. And he was like, you need the illustrations. And I'm like, what do you mean?
exactly. Yeah. It was like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? A lot of people think the illustrations are important, but a lot of books, the illustrations are important.
I'm gonna see if I can get an interview with the editors. So I met them at one of the FINDERs. And now that everything's over, wouldn't that be a fun interview? I mean, they don't have to worry anymore about saying, hey, I'm the one who designed the postmarks, or they made me do this with this, right? Because we do know that some stuff was photoshopped in a little funky way. There's no question, right? But was it just for looks, or, did they get the sense that maybe it was for something else? Because now that it's over, it's like, it's all cool. We can actually talk about that stuff. So I'm going to see if I can get
it's funny though, the farther you go in that direction on, hidden messages. I mean, right. People did all kinds of things. They cut out the pages and held them up to the light and all that.
Lemon juice.
But some of the paragraphs I read earlier were about kind of a straightforward thing. No, it's about a close reading of a text, meaning, I think, the poem.
That's what the Finder says. Yeah. But I mean, so I guess, that's part of, I guess some things were so curious. I would love, I might never know, but like the Banco story, Father on the Banco, that was exactly 166 words and 9 sentences, just like the poem. Right. Oh. And yeah, there were things like that I would find, and that were just, I'm like, what are the chances that one story would be that, right? The Banco story was 9 sentences and 166 words, and it was missing 1 letter, and it was a J, right? Now, that's not too crazy.
Was missing? The Father on the Banco was missing 1 letter?
1 letter, missing the J. And when
Did you
look
do this rabbit hole by yourself? I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So now you're matching up every word.
I was the puzzly armchair searcher, right? Oh, I did match up every word, and definitely curious things happened, but I'm like, does it lead me anywhere?
Yeah.
But when you look at so the poem was missing the X, right? Well, the Banco had 1 X in it, and it was the very last word, and the word was experience. And of course, the very last word in the poem is gold. So experience, gold matched up, right? So you have the X matching up with gold. And then the J, which you could find in the poem, was in the poem twice. And both times it was the word just, and the word just in both sentences was the 22nd word. And so there were things like that that I found that I'm like, was that nothing? I'm like, holy cow.
I know.
I'm just like,
but reading what Stuef said, or what was released today, it's kind of anti-puzzle.
Yeah, anti what I was doing.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not sure I can handle that. But I mean, that's what I say. But like, what are the chances that one story matched up perfectly with the poem? That kind of stuff. I'm like, red herring, coincidence, or nothing. Just, absolutely it just happened, that kind of stuff. There were things like that I found that it's just like, I mean, because that would be puzzly. And he says not puzzly. So, that's a hard one for, that's killing me.
Yeah, I thought about that. At one point, I compiled a list of, famous treasure hunts from the last, 30, 40 years. And, I'm like an hour into it. And then I'm like, I don't know that this matters. I don't know that it matters. I don't know that Forrest was really into these. He doesn't talk about them. He doesn't refer
but he was
to them.
Free guy. He loved the clever things. He loved puzzly, clever things, but he himself wasn't really like that. He appreciated that kind of stuff. But like when I showed him the Masquerade book and I said, this is from when I was a kid, I poured over this book because I was just like, whoa, look at this book. And he's like, oh yeah, whatever, and he kind of dismissed it real fast. And I'm like, huh. So, because I would assume if you were going to create a treasure hunt, you would look at older treasure hunts and see what other people did. He was a researcher. He did those kinds of things. But with the Masquerade, he definitely poo-pooed that. And so I'm like, well, it doesn't seem. But of course, how do you read into that? How do you read into that? I mean, you've met him. Was there anything that ever made you think, oh, maybe it's more like this, or maybe it's more like that?
Forrest didn't want to talk about the chase with me.
Seriously? All he did was talk about the chase with me. You're lucky.
He wanted to talk politics. He wanted to talk current events.
God, politics.
He wanted to talk.
Don't get him started on politics.
I try to steer the conversation back to the chase.
He just lost 9 viewers.
He wasn't interested.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What bronze was in that GPS? Oh, they're talking about GPS. No GPS either. Oh no, the GPS. Oh, I didn't connect
I'm
the
curious
two.
to know if totally disregard the GPS nonsense of the numbers, but could it still have been that area?
Yeah, it doesn't rule out the area. It just rules out the GPS.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, that's why the stupid marking on the log is haunting me. And I even asked him about it and he didn't reply back on that. So I was like, okay, I'll just sit here still wandering, matching up logs.
That's a skill that can come in handy though. You can.
Matching up logs to haunt you, just like where Wilmer's haunts me?
It's forensic dendrology, right? You got it.
Exactly.
You have a new career now.
Yeah.
Well, since he's out, can we ask him to post a better picture of the finding picture? That's all I ask.
Can you ask? Yes, you can ask him. You can ask him.
Post a better picture of the chest with that log and I will be happy.
I wonder how many pictures he took of everything. Oh my gosh, I have so many questions. I really do hope though that he make some more money off of this thing, come on, the Today Show, all of those things. I mean, make some more money off of this. If you, depending on how you sell the chest, you might need it. I'm just
laughing at everyone who still thinks this isn't the finder. I'm like, you have actual photographic proof of him just sitting next to Fenn.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, the purpose of Shiloh's statement was to come in and vouch. So it's like we have a multitude of witnesses, right? We have the Fenn family, and we have Dale and his blog
I'll show that
simultaneously
article again.
releasing this. We have the photograph. So yeah, the people who are still going to say that this is all bogus, I don't think there's any hope for them.
Seriously.
I am such an Occam's razor kind of person that I always thought there was a finder. You know, I mean, I hoped, right? I hoped that there wasn't, because that there was some hope that you could still find the chest and that kind of stuff. But that was such a tiny little hope. But here's the article that Matt's talking about. Shiloh makes announcement about the finder. And so those of you who don't know Shiloh personally, his mom, his family, you know, they're a very like raise your kids right kind of family. And Shiloh was always, I mean, as a person, a really good person. And if you ever met him at the Fen Breeze, he'd take time and talk to you while making sure his grandpa was okay. And he was never rude. He was, you know, he was very respectful. So, I mean, his MO is trustworthy. Now, granted, if his grandfather had asked him to do something that was not trustworthy, would he have done it or not? You know, I know that that's more of a question there, but Shiloh himself was really, really good guy. And anytime I met him when he was at Forrest's house, same thing, you know, just a really nice person, very respectful, very kind. And so, I mean, that's, I guess, again, Occam's razor, I trust it. But I also trusted that there was a finder right off the bat. And I know so many people didn't.
Well, then let me ask you this, and Candy, you can answer too. In terms
Yes.
of, you know, you say that you immediately believed that there was a finder. If I'm honest, I'll say that I've kind of been in limbo. Some days very certain, and other days I have doubts. And there was a period in the middle of the summer where, you know, I was really doubting this whole thing. And so I've kind of been all over the maps. In terms
Did you
of
think
closure,
that it was retrieved by Forrest to protect his family? Is
I
that
was
where
just,
you were?
I don't know. I just had lots of questions. I had lots of questions.
We did have lots of questions.
But so for me, I'll just say, and this is the question, in terms of closure, what happened today? That's the question. In terms of closure, for me, the needle moved a tremendous amount.
So for you, this was it. This was what you needed.
Oh yeah, totally. Like when the Medium article, the first one came out, in terms of closure, no, it was just frustrating. And I had so many questions, and I was still kind of baffled by the whole thing. So for me, today is completely different. And I don't know how other people feel. You mentioned that you always believed there was a finder, so this is just kind of putting some more details there. But yeah, I mean, except for the big things, you know, having all the answers about the poem and the hiding spot revealed.
Yeah. Except for oh my God, as far as what closure, I would give for that. But I'll take this.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the needle really moved for me. I don't know about other people, but
yeah, let us know in chat where you guys are at. If this gave you closure, like it did with Matt, or if you're still, I want more.
I mean, I want more, but
yeah, right. But you believe.
I have room for dessert.
Like, okay, there's a finder.
I have room for dessert, but I'm full.
I would not mind a little dessert either.
Right.
And Candy, I got the images. So I've seen those images before. She sent me images of the chest, assault on the castle. So I think it was Alan Kay, or there was a searcher who found these a few years ago.
Yeah, and that's why I said in the email, this is just a fraction of what I found last night through the research, but that's part of it.
I'll show everyone.
I found so much, but I wanted to share this just so everyone in chat could see it, because I don't think everyone is well aware of the story of Attack on the Castle of the Church by the World, but there's so much more to it. There's so much more.
And it's in German. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share.
There's like 8 books in German on it.
Here we go. Yes. So this, I wish oopsie. There we go. So I think it was, no, I could be wrong, Alan. Let me know if you were one of the ones.
I think it was possibly Alan. Alan's always making me eat his dust. He's always like a step ahead of me.
So you can see obviously the top, and what's interesting about this picture is it's actually a drawing of a chest. It's not a drawing of this. You can see the hinges here. That's what I found most interesting. It's actually a drawing of a chest way back when.
There's 3 of them.
And you see, you know, the whole, all the detail. And so, and there's 1280 to 1340 is the date on that one. So Candy, yes, Jack, if you're listening, Candy has tons of information that she has found on the treasure chest. She's like a researcher's galore kind of person. So if she emails you,
I already told him, and he already said he was interested in learning about it. So I told him I would compile as much information that I can, because I retain so much information, but when I try and share what I've retained, it doesn't come out as eloquently as I would like it to, because I'm more of a smarter person on paper. So I like to.
Are you more smartified on paper?
Yeah. So I'm not like smell the sunshine. I'm not like Matt, where it's just like I can speak eloquently and it's like a book already right there. So I said I would take some time to
his
compile
stuff is
everything.
so beautifully done.
Well, it's really cool though, because that's called Castle of Perseverance. That's what the chest actually is.
When does it transform into the Assault on the Castle of Love? When does that
I thought that's what it was.
That's the later version. But what's the date on that one?
It's based off of a play. It's been in many hands. It's been with many owners. It was owned by a king. It was owned by a pope. Like, this thing is so much bigger than anyone's realizing. It's not just a simple 14th century Romanesque lockbox. It is the coolest story. And I was up till 5 a.m. diving deep into that rabbit hole.
Okay, I'm forwarding that. How do you
Where
spell
are you forwarding that to the Finder?
From you.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Just trying to jumpstart it for you.
Stuff.
Okay. You want to wait till it's a full report?
Yeah, because I know there's like, the only thing that people have found so far from what I've researched is that, there's the twin. I think it's in Ohio, the Museum of Ohio.
Yeah, I love that. The Ohio Museum, when that came out.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Detroit.
When that came out, that museum was just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Right? So
like, why do people want to buy this chest?
Right.
Well, what's interesting too is that the most people were able to get is off of Roger Sherman Loomis. He's the guy that everyone, if you read the book, there's like one book you can find on him where he describes the castle of the attack on the castle of the Church by the World. And it doesn't go into much detail. And then he has some German references where you have to dig really deep, and then you'll find a book where it talks about a little bit more. But then once you decipher what that German context says, then you could find more books on it. And it's based off of a play, and then it's based off of what was it? It was just like so many things. And then it goes all the way back to Germany. And then from Germany, it was in a church called...
Just this one chest.
Yeah.
There's like everywhere. Not multiples.
And I think it's much older than a 14th century Romanesque lockbox. It's when it got changed into that it became a 14th century Romanesque lockbox.
Whoa.
So
blow my mind.
There's
Candy.
lots of stuff.
Blow my mind. Oh, he's going to love that. That's so cool.
I may not have been able to find the secret location, but at least I could help give you some, information on what you have.
Well, obviously the Finder, now that he's outed, is being very sweet. Like, I think, he's responding to people that he knows from YouTube channels and stuff like that, so, that's pretty amazing in itself.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I really expected him to say nothing and then go big, and he still can. Like, I know I keep saying
Today wasn't big?
No, I mean, Outside Magazine is big, but it's not circuits on TV make some money off of this big. And I mean, the cost involved in securing your family, from what Forrest would call the 7%ers, the people who got too passionate about this, that's the cost involved. Med school, ooh, diggity, that's a cost involved. That money can get sucked up real fast. I'm hoping also that hey, great US treasure hunt. Hi, David, if that's David, or if it's Thico. Is it you, Thico? What's he say? The GPS solve this.
You bring up an interesting point. Stuef has retained an attorney, so at this point, the treasure chest has just cost him money.
Yeah. Oh God, that's right.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you see he's also turning it around and he's suing back?
Well, I would hope so.
I hope so.
I'm like all for that.
Sure.
Well, that would be fair. That would be fair thing to do. Forrest finally had to do that with some people on occasion. He was very much the I'm calm until I go nuclear kind of person. but yeah, obviously suing back would be the ethical thing to do. I know that sounds weird to say, but for court costs, I would say, would be a very right thing to do. That sounds weird. Somebody else talk. Because
Great,
I'm not
US
smartified today.
US Treasure Hunt says Thico's not here, so there's your answer.
He blew our minds on my show when he said, no, play fair cipher. And I was just like, wait,
oh
what?
my God, that made me laugh so hard.
Hi, he says hi. I know everyone that I have been, so anyone who doesn't know, I've been absent from everything for a while, and this was very much a last second thing so that people had a place to go until tonight, which actually is soon approaching, right? It's already 4. So in 2 hours, AGK will be going live. And then right after that, it will be K Pro Cow. So yes, anyway, I don't know. I guess what's the finder's next move? Obviously, he can't do much until, he can do the circuits, he can do Today's Show and all of those. And hopefully he lets us know, right? So we know to press record on the DVR.
I don't think that's coming. Do you think that's coming?
I hope it is, just because, don't you make money can't you make some money that way? Like big money? Yes, no?
Didn't he say he wasn't interested in any of that?
I know, but he's gonna go through so much now that he had to come out,
I'm probably that book coming out, Chasing the Thrill. I'm sure he's gonna make some profit off of that because that's his story.
But that's from the Outside Magazine guy, isn't it? It's not from it's not from him. It's not from Jack. Should we call him Jack or Mr. Stuef?
I don't know.
Let us know in chat. Let us know in chat what we should call you.
Sir, Mr. Finder. Should we call you the Phantom or the Shadow?
The Shadow. We should think of a really cool name for him. I'm not creative like that though. So you guys in the chat, we got to think of a really cool name for the Finder. Jack. Ooh, his first name is Jack, so maybe Jack something or something the Jack or.
Oh, Barbara's in your chat room right now.
Oh.
She's under another fake account.
Okay. Another fake account. I don't see anybody.
Just letting you know.
Okay. All right.
Dirk figured it out.
Well, Roger. I don't see anyone new. Okay. But yeah, like I say, I think it's fair if he sued back for costs and stuff. But at the same time, me, I'm not into talking about too much of the negative stuff. I know in this case, obviously it's something that Jack has just had to deal with. And that's why we know who he is. And obviously it's great for us because, we get closure. It's like, I feel bad that I'm so happy that he came forward, but I'm not happy that he had to come forward. But of course, at the same time, I'm just like, oh my God, we know. So yeah, I feel terrible. So
he ended on a positive note. He said he was optimistic and that there is kind of a silver lining in being forced out. So he ended on that positive note, and I think we can embrace that all the while knowing that his hand was forced.
Which article was that? Was that the
to the very end of, I think, the second Medium article, I believe.
Okay,
but I've already been wrong about an important detail, so don't quote.
Oh yeah, so there are some positive consequences to my being outed as the finder, and I hope knowing I am a real person is a solace to some searchers still grieving the conclusion of the chase. I am optimistic that this experience will still be a positive chapter in my life. And that's up to us.
So you can detect the acrimony with the surrounding the lawsuits, but at the same time, for him to end on that note, I thought was very generous and big of him.
Yeah, I mean, so far he really seems like an awesome guy. And the fact that he wrote for The Onion, that sold me. I'm totally gonna look up his older articles now.
I saw that.
Oh wait, we can look up his Onion articles and read them later, right?
I mean, it's not stopping you.
That's so cool. It sounds like he pushed it a little with a couple, obviously. Wait, what was that? I'll reread that. That really cracked me up. Okay. And by the way, if you guys, Matt can't see the chat, so you put it Amy Seeks if you have a question for him. I think, Candy, you can see the chat though, right?
Yeah, let me just jump back onto it. I was on Facebook. Everyone's losing their minds.
So now tell us what's going on Facebook. You're our Facebook girl.
What did you call it earlier? Facebook Society. You're on Facebook Society?
Facebook Society.
Okay. New variation.
Amy Seeks, I emailed to Jack today and he replied quickly. Seems like if you are cordial and don't ask about solver location, he will answer you.
It's like he's the new Fenn.
Forrest.
He's the new Forrest. Welcome.
Oh my
the mantle
Lord.
has been passed.
Yeah, I was shocked he replied to me. He replied to me like what, 3 or 4 times already just on the show.
Well, yeah, I think maybe that crush
take it back.
Goes both ways.
What's that?
Maybe the crush goes both ways.
He's married.
Oh, just a little crush. Just a little finder crush.
Finder crush, total finder crush.
Finder crush.
Very cute. I emailed with Jack today and he replied quickly. Seems like that's what you were reading. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
so
you asked me what was going on, Jack.
I did. I thought you were saying that though.
Oh no. Sorry, I forgot to say Barry Casey.
So he says, over time, those teenage dreams of adventure receded, and I'm hoping it's Stuef. Is that what we're guessing? How you pronounce it? Stuef?
I believe.
Okay. Because that sounds German, which would be funny since the chest has a German origin.
Exactly. That's what I was just thinking. And Halt is German.
Oh, yeah. Stuef went on to attend Georgetown University, where he served as editor-in-chief of the Georgetown Heckler, a campus humor magazine. He graduated in December 2009 and began a career as writer, both in humor. He worked for The Onion and in more traditional media. So yeah, the fact that he worked for The Onion, I'm like, oh yeah, I like this guy already. And so if anyone is joining us live, I think this is the main group though, 63 people. So should I post? I don't need to post this on Facebook or anything. People know there's a place to go to chat, right? Well, they're chatting on Facebook, so. So they're good. Candy, you let me know. You're the Facebook queen.
Hold on.
Are you reading Facebook right now?
Christy says she posted on her page, oh yes, we will have a show tonight. I was able to get in touch with the finder, so not only will we go over the articles out today. Oops, you already beat her to that.
Yeah, but I only have 63 people watching. They'll have 300. Yeah.
But
we're a small town. We're a small town. Sorry, go on.
Well, basically she's saying, but some information that helped me and I will share with you. Please hit subscribe as if it may be a bit earlier than 7 p.m. as I see a long show, maybe 6-ish.
Oh, Barry Casey says he told me he didn't leave anything at this location. I don't mean to doubt you, Barry.
Well, I'm just curious. It's like, if he totally knocked out the GPS solve, but it still could possibly still be the Shoshone area. So I'm very intrigued.
Right. Well, we've got a state. We've got, oh no, I'm letting it go. I'm moving on. Stop dragging me to the direction. Is it okay? I'm going to ask the room. Okay, there's 63 of you watching. How many of you, now that we know he's not interested in revealing the solution, ergo the location, how many of you are still going to try and solve it? So if you're still going to try and solve it, say yes. And if you're letting it go at this point, say no. I know what Candy says. What about you, Matt?
I say rabbit holes.
I think no. I think no. There's no way to know if you're right.
That's what kills me.
Yeah.
There would be no way to know for sure if he figured it out. Oh, Hooli's getting overwhelmed. Roger. Yes, room. Listen to Hooli. And Hooli, let me know if I need to do anything. So we have, let's see here. We have yes. Yeah. Wow. Yes. No. Yes. No. That's a lot of yeses. That's a lot of people.
Well,
Yeah, Hooli's all caps. Yes.
It's interesting that, this came out with the first Medium article, that it almost seemed like he backdoored this thing where he figured out where Forrest wanted to die first.
It did have that tone to it.
Rather than starting where warm waters halt or whatever. And he kind of clarified that with the second Medium article where he said that it was about a close reading of a text. And yet there was that element where he said, I think he used the word entombed, that Forrest wanted to be entombed here. So I think that really figured prominently in his MO, which is interesting. I don't know that I ever gave that a lot of thought. Like, all right, let me first of all figure out where this guy, I mean, in general terms, I mean, I think that pointed me to Yellowstone, and a lot of people, this nostalgic man who is in love with Yellowstone and all that. But in specific terms, like, let me find an acre of land where this guy wants to die. I don't know that I ever pursued that. And yet that seems like that was really a big part of his MO.
He said, what was it did he say the fake blaze was 1,000 feet away from where he eventually found the treasure? Is that what he had said in that? Because he had said when he talked to Forrest and they talked about the blaze and he talked about how far away. Do you remember how far away he actually said?
That sounds about right, but I don't remember. But and I guess we still are dealing with a fake blaze and a damaged blaze, right? A fake blaze and a genuine blaze.
Blaze was damaged. That's part of the reason why it was hard to find it. What was it? I mean, what does that leave us with, as far as that's concerned?
It means the 200-footer threw a fit and walked away.
Wait, what was that? You sound very far away, Candy.
Hold on.
I didn't hear anything. That was in your mind.
God.
I said that means the 200-footer threw a fit and walked away.
It threw a fit. Oh, man.
Oh, if the blaze was 200 feet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We have a 500-footer and a 200-footer, meaning somebody was in that same general area looking at some point, right?
I suppose it's possible. It is possible that the finder could actually give us a whole lot more. Thinking about this blaze, he could talk in very specific terms about finding this blaze, I suppose, unless it's identifying, unless it leads you to whatever. But he could really go into great detail about that. He knew that it was the blaze, and he knew it had been damaged. What, that's interesting. What does that mean?
What about a blaze being damaged would make it hard to find, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And
did you know what blaze you were looking for?
Despite the damage, he knew this is it. Forrest created this. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Oh man. I wonder if there's any way to reveal that without revealing the location at all. Like if that's something he could eventually share without it giving away anything. Like it was a rock, like chiseled into granite. But then if it was damaged, what was it damaged by? Another searcher, right? Did they not know, that they were that close, or that was fake? Or was it damaged by wildlife or nature?
Maybe the damager will come forward.
Oh, there we go. Oh, we know several damagers will come forward, right?
Right.
There'll be at least 10 in my email tonight.
But yeah, you wonder, is that a thing? Was it just some random hiker, or was it a searcher who found and damaged the blaze?
And if they damaged it, why would they damage it? Did they think they were? But I mean, and then was the blaze right over the chest?
That sounds like pirates.
Oh my God.
To keep the guy behind you from finding it, you damage the blaze, right? You try to eradicate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like pirates to me.
Oh my Lord.
I mean, maybe we're way off.
Pirates in the article.
Yeah. It's just so.
I think he was talking about the gold bug.
Oh, the gold bug, the story.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, that was a fun read. I think that was more in Forrest's mind than like some, treasure hunt from the 80s.
Yeah.
Not in the granular things having to do with that story, but just the concept. I think the pictures point to that. The pictures of the chest, they're so, romantic and kind of classic, what you expect from pirate treasure,
Yeah. I mean, he says pirate right in the article. And there's some Amy Seeks in chat. Because I can, I'm forever a skeptic. Yes, it's a curse. And people think I'm crazy, but I don't know until I know. Lisa Smith. What about you, Amy Seeks? And who thinks that they have a better chance knowing that it was in Wyoming? I don't know what that means. Reword that. Barry Casey. Jack talks about where Forrest wanted to die in the video on the channel from 2019 also. Seems legit. I can't wait to watch that video. So yeah,
what's the timestamp there? He talked in that video about confirmation bias. He talked about Forrest.
Barry Casey says Jack talks about where Forrest wanted to die in the video on his channel from 2019 also. Seems legit.
Barry Casey, if he can find the timestamp in that, because it's like an hour. It's like 56 minutes or something.
Oh, I hope I get a chance to watch that. Sorry, hold on one second. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully I'll get a chance to watch that soon. So for those of you who are just tuning in, I just posted on Facebook, so we might have some new people coming in. Oh, a couple new people. We have a YouTube video. So first of all, here I'll show you what we have here. Here we go. It's kind of nice to provide a place for people to hang out before the big shows tonight. So here is on Medium. I'll zoom back out. Statement on the disclosure of my identity. So this is a new Medium article that Jack Stuef put out. And this has tons of information in it, as well as his YouTube video that he actually made in 2019. I wonder if I can click on that. Open in new tab. There we go. Oh, there. I can play a little bit of it. So that's his video. This is a little, let's see. Oh my God. The last time I looked at this, it had like 1,000 views. It now has 2,393 views and 223 subscribers. This is a little lecture about different kinds of cognitive bias that I have seen displayed by people hunting for Forrest Fenn's treasure. Beyond just the confirmation bias, that is most commonly discussed. Let's see, I show more.
How do you think the people who told him,
Ooh.
you're crazy, you'll never find it, feel now?
He has his email right in the video. So if anyone had known when this stuff, it's so fascinating. It's like, oh, the information's been here the whole time. And here's a TED Talk that he talks about in there. Ooh, I wonder if that's one I've watched. I've watched a lot on that kind of stuff. So the Medium article gives this link to the YouTube. There is an email in there, which I'm sure he's getting flooded with. And here's the Outside article, which has tons of information in it. And it turns out that this gentleman right here was talking back and forth on email with the finder, not knowing who the finder was. And the finder finally, of course, came forward, as we all know. And then this is on Dale's site. Shiloh makes an announcement about the finder, and it's a very sweet article that he wrote. My grandfather wanted to honor Jack's desire to remain anonymous, et cetera, et cetera. As a result of, result of federal court order, we will be required by law to provide Jack's name and contact information. So that is why he has come out to all of us. And so far he's been really kind and responded to a lot of people. So he's responded to K Pro and Cow, and he responded to me 4 times during this show and was very sweet. He responded to Candy as well. He responded to Matt as well. So I'm guessing his day to day, he's going to end up with blisters on all the ends of his fingers. Although he's a writer, so maybe they're calloused by now. Did we get a timestamp yet? No, not yet. And I don't think legally I can play his video on my show. I think that's
no, you can't.
No. Yeah. Well, without his permission. And I'm not going to bug him again. He's already responded like 4 different times, so I'm going to let him be. I won't ask him. I'll ask him later, or like if I can play it on my show.
Something tells me he won't mind.
Yeah, I know, right? Obviously, he shared his email. He shared the YouTube.
No, I mean with you, Amy.
Oh, with me.
Yeah, I think there's a little connection there.
Well, maybe it's because I always believed he existed. I mean, if you watch any of my shows, I'm like, I kind of shut people down who were like, this is BS. I'm like, quiet.
Yeah, when you're looking for friends, I think that's one of the boxes you want to check. Do they believe I exist? And you check that box for him.
I did believe it. Just made sense. It just made sense. Right. I didn't think the article sounded like Douglas Preston, although I think that's complimentary to say that to someone who wrote it, who's a writer. Douglas Preston's an excellent writer. Lisa Smith, what did she say? What about you? Will you try and solve the poem? And if so, do you think you have a better chance knowing the chest was hidden in Wyoming? Oh, I see. Got it. No, because I'd have to start from scratch. He says it wasn't puzzly, and everything I was doing was very puzzly, like I shared earlier with the Bonko story. So I would have to start from scratch. So I think I'll work on the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt. Plug. That's a plug for David. Chapter 4, Clue, coming out on like the 13th, I think. So I don't know. Right now, I'm pretty overwhelmed. I'm actually glad somebody's coming on later, because I'd have to, hand this over to Candy or anyone else who could continue this. But
wait, what?
Did you fall asleep, Candy?
No, I'm online reading all these articles on the Finder.
Wait, what? There's now like new articles already?
Yeah, but this one isn't this one's not a good one, so you don't want to highlight this one.
No, I don't. That's the other thing. It's like, if you give it negativity like attention or a route, then everyone's going to say, what are you talking about? And they want to go there, and then they give it attention. So,
well, I don't think it's negative, but other people probably perceive it as negative because that's what they're trying to do. But I'm curious to know if him being like, because he seems like he's into comedy, like stand-up comedy and, humorous things. I wonder if that helped him see whatever it was that we couldn't see.
My brother does stand-up comedy. I should hand a poem to my brother. My brother did stand-up comedy at Second City in Chicago. He's a starving comedian. If he was a better writer, he would have written for The Onion. He's a big fan of all that kind of stuff. Oh, Ellen K, I sent you. Yeah, you check your email, Ellen. And I did. So I apologize to everyone. I've been absent this whole week. And unfortunately, I am going to be absent for the next few days, but I'm going to try and catch up on social media. So for all of you watching now or later in the chat, I do apologize for that. I will be back in action soon. So yeah. Oh, wait, is that behind? Sorry, I'm watching YouTube as well. It kills me. I don't know. It kills me that he was almost on AGK.
I know, that's so funny. Yeah, I think last year, yeah, they were doing things where they were bringing guests on and kind of people that piqued their interest. They had Mike Hool on, they had others. Sometimes they would interview them or they would have panels.
Yeah, they
I think
started
it was during
doing
that
searcher interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then they did, it's weird because it feels like AGK has been doing their regular show like now forever, but they haven't. It's evolved, right? Sure. It was always recorded, then they'd post it. And then when they started going live, we were like, we get to be in chat. And I'm like, what's chat? Right? And they took call-ins. So do you think it's the searcher interviews or do you think it was the call-ins?
I don't know. I don't know. Was it in response to that video? Did he put out that video and they wanted to talk to him about that?
Who was it? How? Now I can't remember. Where did we find out that they were on AGK or that he might have been on AGK?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
No, I forget how we know that info.
Yeah, maybe somebody in chat will remember.
Maybe it's in his video, his YouTube video.
How do we know that he was invited on AGK and was scheduled to go on there and then something
He posted it on his video.
It's on the YouTube video? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Thanks, Candy.
Oh, in the description of the New Mexico tourism, the raw footage from that?
No, it's the bias one. The video on the, hold on.
Oh, he says it's in the audio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Fenn on confirmation bias. So cognitive bias in forest fen treasure hunters. So when you click on it, right when it starts saying that stuff. And you're like, ah, wow, that's funny.
Yeah, what if he had been introduced to the world and everybody liked him and he was more involved and more a member of the.
And obviously we would have liked him because if he's nice now after being attacked and sued, he probably would have been pretty nice then too. You know what I mean? And we probably would have all listened to his solution and gone, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Why didn't you
cancel friends though? That's the thing.
What's that, Candy?
I feel like if he would have actually went on to AGK when he was supposed to a year ago, I think a lot of us would get to know him and then we'd be like, hey, come to the Fen finale. Let's enjoy the final.
Yeah.
Not even know.
It sounds like it would have been nice to meet him and his family. Yeah. That's one thing that I've thoroughly enjoyed. I was never very public because I thought if I figure it out, I don't want to be public, but I did want to meet everyone. So I always went to the Fen Breeze. And, I'm so grateful I did. I got to meet so many people. But bummer that we didn't get to meet him. Or maybe we did. We don't know it. Maybe he was at one of the first. No, he said he got into it. What year did he say? 2017? He actually got into
2018?
it? And then, no, 2018 is when he found the general area.
Oh, I thought he said he got into it in 2018.
Did he? Okay, wait. We have the articles right here.
I've read like so many articles and so many freaking, my mind can't even retain stuff right now.
Okay, all right. Let's just see if it's here.
I don't take notes like a normal human. I just retain it all in my head.
All right, I'll just look up the date. I love this find option. Find.
2017.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, there you go. You're right.
The outside
Okay.
article.
Way to go, brain. Oh, okay. Awesome.
I don't think I've read the outside article.
Paragraph 3.
Did you go over that one, Amy? The outside article?
That's the one I skimmed through.
Is that the one where it's a link where the Finder comes out?
Oh, wait, I'm so sorry.
The
I in that is Barbarisi, the author of the outside article.
The what?
When it says since 2017, the I there, that's Barbarisi. That's the author of the outside article, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And we were
listen-
curious about the Finder.
And well, right here. Oh, I see context.
Yeah,
maybe
it's
I got
Candy
that
was
confused
right.
too.
Go down to the
Yeah.
there's a separator. If you go down about 5, there you go.
Okay. Stu first heard about it. She said, wait a second.
Can we just
Early-
have Matt read this entire outsider article on the show, please?
I'm going to hire a voice actor to do that.
I feel like I'm taking advantage of him.
I haven't even read this article yet.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not going to
I'm
read
like
it, but
trying to read it right now, and then I'm answering too, and I'm like,
Trying to keep up.
This.
So this is what drives me nuts. So I've been working on it since 2015, right? Armchairing it, puzzling it. 2018, and he finds the general area in 2018. Oh, no, it's not possible.
is that right? Does it talk about the general area find in the article here?
Well, when he called FORREST, it was 2018 when he called FORREST, when he said he found the fake blaze, right?
Well, Stuef says
So if
first
he only
heard about
of it.
Well, Stuef says he first heard about Fenn's chase on Twitter in early 2018. And early 2018 is when Fenn said, "My gut feeling it'll be found this summer." This guy is a genius. He just takes a look at this thing as like, "Oh, that's where it is." Okay.
This is not fair. This is not fair.
I feel like a mere peasant.
I'm going to stick with my fantasy that he solved it a different way, and the real way to solve it was my way. That's going to be my fantasy. I'm going to go to sleep just thinking that. Just like
I'm going to like lie to myself and say it was all about the fire hole.
So, that's right. And it starts with the Madison arm. That's where it starts. Gosh, we all have our commitments. So for anyone just joining us, the Finder had written me back the very I'm turning green in my colors. Okay, so in the beginning of the show, I showed a comment that I thought might be from the Finder. I wrote Jack, and he said, "That was not me." He says, "No, that's not me, but now I look bad for not leaving you a nice comment. Here's one. I've seen your show, and I think you're very perceptive, fair, and a calming presence." Ha, he doesn't know me that well. And hope you have a fun show. So anyway, that first comment, for anyone who's like tuning in and fast forwarding to watch it, that first comment was not him. That was not him. So
Amy.
Yes.
You know what I just realized after reading or skimming through this article?
Which one? The outside
article.
Which, yeah, what?
I've realized that Twitter is to blame for all of this. Twitter is the reason why we no longer have the chase.
Boycott Twitter, because Twitter informed the eventual Finder.
You could probably sue Twitter.
If we didn't have Twitter, the Finder never would have known about this.
You know that song, Blame Canada? Blame Twitter. Blame Twitter.
I want to make a hashtag for that.
South Park's Blame Canada. No, it's hashtag Blame Twitter. Hashtag Blame Twitter. FORREST FENN. Hey, we never came up with a cool name for Jack the Finder. Although Jack the Finder sounds cool.
It says Stuef also got caught up in a book by magician David Blaine. That is so funny because
which was solved by
Sassy.
Yep, by Sassy, who we all know. Yep.
What a small little world.
Isn't that crazy? I didn't read that. I didn't see that part. So he was into the David Blaine hunt too?
Yeah.
Or he had read about it?
He was obsessed with the 2002 TV series called Push Nevada, which allowed viewers to try and solve a real life mystery that carried $1 million prize. Stuef also got caught up in a book by magician David Blaine, Mysterious Stranger. which combined autobiography with a treasure hunt and offered $100,000 prize. No wonder this dude got it. He was already like slowly leading up to it since David Blaine.
What time is that? I got to make sure I don't go over as far as interfering with. Oh, by the way, yeah, and K-Pro Cow, if you guys go live early, just go live early and I'll just get off, or AGK or whoever goes live early. I'm just here providing a forum for chat for people. AGK was almost a show. Jack with the box. Oh, that's cute, Alan. I like that.
Back with the box.
Jack with the box. That's a fun one. Jack the Nimble, Jack the Quick. These are good. Jack the
Quick. He might disagree with that one. I mean, no insult to him. He found the thing, but
yeah.
he often emphasizes the number of days he was at the site searching.
25 days, not consecutively, but over the next 2 years. That still drives me nuts. Yeah,
it's crazy.
I'm like, Forrest said 12 by 12, go directly to it. I'm like, oh, there's so much we just won't know until 10 years later, when of course he would release the information because no one would care anymore. That's me conjecturing and hoping. I don't know. How long do you guys think it would be until nobody, like, until it wouldn't matter? Although, like, if it was in Yellowstone, the government would always try and get a piece of the treasure, wouldn't they? Like, if it was in Yellowstone, how complicated would it be?
I think some of that goes away, but the interest from the public in terms of story and all of that, I still think it's I think there are TV shows that could be made. I think there are movies that could be made. I think there are podcasts that could be done. I mean, there are still so many question marks, and I feel like.
Yeah, but for how long? 10 years? Like, obviously, I think for how large majority of people, any new information will be nice, but they're not going to be following as closely. You know what I mean? Like, for you, you're like, okay, I believe there's a finder. This is what I needed. This, brings the needle back to that side. So, well, although the people in chat were saying yes, as far as still looking for the treasure. So, but like I say, my problem for that is, how do you know? Like with the GPS solve, that was a very convincing solve. Most people thought, ooh, I really think that could be it. And then the finder says no GPS. It's like, well, it doesn't rule the location out, but it rules that potential solution out. But if you, with no solution, how many people still hang on in the community? Because obviously the community was what? How many people were watching the YouTube videos and how many people were watching all the forums and all that kind of stuff, right?
It seems like people were still joining after June 6th.
They were, but we had no information, right?
Yeah, but even now, like, if you imagine the treasure chest and its story ends up in a museum, I can see people signing up, so to speak, because there are still mysteries. And that's how I would sell it if I were a museum curator and setting this thing up. I would want some of that aura, to still exist.
That's a good point.
If everything's answered, it's still a fascinating story. But if things are unanswered, then you can join in and participate, I think.
Oh, no.
You're not really a chaser.
Back
you're sort of a chaser, but.
Hooli says, what do you think about him not having it appraised yet and trying to work with a buyer to honor Forrest's wishes? I'm after what he said in the article, I'm guessing Cody Museum. It seems like the most logical place that Forrest would arrange for it to potentially end up.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. That seems like the obvious choice.
And then, like, what about this? He also talked about the next step of selling little pieces to people. You know, obviously we can't, we were looking for the chest because we can't afford to buy the chest, right? So like, it's like, how much would you pay to have a piece of the chest, right? Obviously, a lot of people who worked on it for 5 years would save up a little money so that they could purchase a little piece of the chest, if possible. So I wonder if there's any way to have it on display at the museum for a year and then sell it off. Like give, you know, like you could give everyone a chance to see it. But did Forrest want it there permanently at the museum, or would he be, because I'm guessing Forrest would want it there permanently, you know, because that then continues his legacy.
Yeah, that's the assumption. I've always thought you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you're gonna sell it, you sell it. And if unless you're one of these people that when you go to the museum, it says that it's actually owned by so-and-so.
Right.
Doesn't sound like he's that person. Sounds like he might need to dip in there to pay his attorneys.
Yeah. He would definitely have to sell it to the museum, or get proceeds from it being on view at the museum. Like every time the museum, every time they sell tickets or something. It still kills me. Like, I know this is silly, but it kills me that the golden frog was not in the chest and it was in Forrest's vault, because how many times was I in Forrest's vault? And
but
you know, I mean,
if you, I did it this morning. If you go to Dale's site and search frogs or something, there is a discussion where all of that has been put together. And there's that one picture, you've probably seen it, where it has the frog, and then there's the small one that's on a necklace. And it's the necklace that was missing. We thought it was in there. And it's so funny to me that the finder says to Forrest, by the way, it wasn't in there. Can we look around here for it? And sure enough, they go in the vault, they find it, and Forrest gives it to him. I just think that's hilarious.
That's how it might have, like the finder brought it up?
He's like, oh yeah, this was supposed to be in there. Here you go. It's just hilarious. 15
years to craft this thing. Whoops.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Holy cow, that's mind-blowing.
I think it speaks to how much stuff was in that office and in his possession, you know.
It really does. I mean, you've been in the vault, right? Yeah, he has so much fun showing you. I remember there's so many times where he's showing all this different stuff in the vault and in his books, and he's like, I have a back thing, I have to sit down. And it's like, it's okay. And then we point.
You know, what if like 3 years ago, he's going through his vault and he comes across that necklace and he's just staring at it like, oh.
Whoops.
Well, yeah, whoops. Then what he has to do, he tells everybody, I wanted to make an announcement. This was supposed to be in there. Come by
what
my
happens
place.
If it wasn't found before he had passed?
Yeah.
Then what happens to the frog? It shows up in an auction, or it shows up in a donation that he had put, like, you know, because he had, I don't know. And then everyone's like, can you imagine the conspiracies that would then follow as far as the chest never being hidden because the frog was still in his.
Yeah. And then he said the San Lazaro ring was missing. And they couldn't find it. It's just missing.
And it's so funny because, so I've said so many times that if I had found the chest, I would have opened it up and been like, so many things are missing. Oh my goodness, click. I would. You know, obviously I couldn't to a point because they wouldn't make sense, right? They'd be like, oh yeah, I'm sure taxes wise, it's like, oh, I'm sure it's just missing, right? But if I never wanted to sell it, then it could be missing.
Right.
And obviously I'm not saying that's what happened with the ring. It just made me chuckle because of the number of times I said half the contents would end up missing. It's like a moose ate it.
So you're saying that you would eliminate some of those so that you could hang on to them and then
keep them forever
and then sell the whole chest.
I don't know if, like, obviously I'd have to sell the chest because, you know, I'm sure that people would be suing me and all the other kind of stuff and moving to a secure location and protecting my family and all that kind of stuff. Right. You know, so obviously I would have to sell the chest. I would have to, you know, somehow get some money off of it. And so, you know, I mean, I know how unethical that is but I'm being so honest that, I mean, I would be torn. I would open it up and I'd be like, oh, wow, oh. I would be like, you know, if this was missing, or maybe this, just a coin, maybe, you know, I would find it so hard to not touch anything, right? And to just be like, it's here, there it is, you know, that's the whole chest, you guys found it, or I found it, you know, da da da. I would have a hard time with not squirreling away one thing or something, you know, somewhere,
Sure.
just to keep forever, you
Yeah.
know, in case they sue and take the chest, right? What if somebody somehow sues and wins the chest? I would still have my little trinkets, right? That I could at least keep as a memory. So
Yeah.
I feel bad ethically, but I can't help but that would go through my mind. I'd be like, oh, look, half of it's missing. I don't know what happened. So yeah, it kind of made me chuckle. But the gold frog thing really made me chuckle because I like what you said though about how, like, did the finder bring it up? Did the finder say, wasn't there 2 gold frogs?
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, it's hilarious. I thought that Forrest was in the habit of sort of
Cataloging.
carefully cataloging everything.
He did for his gallery.
Sure. And I think a lot of the things in his, personal collection were cataloged in that way so that you
Yeah.
could find something and then you could maybe find some notes that were on it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's
So many
kind of
unique
crazy
items.
to find that little frog necklace go missing and the San Lazaro ring.
The
to really
famous
go-
San Lazaro ring, the frog. What were the most famous things? Obviously the stick.
We didn't get
Oh,
any
wait.
answers on that.
The stick and the scissors. We are answerless on the stick and the scissors.
Yeah.
I'm still guessing the stick had something to do with verifying that it's actually, well, no, because he went straight to Forrest. So maybe the stick was like something like, you know, if you can imagine if somebody was going to fake a picture, you can't fake it if you were told in the chest to put something in there, right? So you're told in the chest, put a stick in the picture and I'll know it was real. And they grab a stick and put it in the picture, right? That would be a way to randomly know if somebody sent you a photo of the chest, if it was really real. Because you would have some odd thing in there.
If you have that back and forth,
well, a note. You know, we know there was a note in there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So in the note, it says, take this to me, like Cynthia was saying, right? Forrest said, take this to me to avoid taxes. I will gift it to you, right? Maybe it also said, you know, take a picture and put a stick in it, and then I'll know that that's real. You know, as a way to do it. Because you could say something weird like that.
Yeah.
And it was, because it was weird. It's just a stick. I'm actually, when I finally get a chance to plant the geocache from AGK, I'm totally going to put a stick in it and take a picture. Jeep Girl Jody says, Forrest had a love-hate relationship with the NPS and the BLM. He knows it would be taxed or taken. Yeah. If it was in Yellowstone. Because if it's appraised, then someone else would know and a possible leak would happen. Oh, why is it not appraised yet? Do we know that it's not appraised yet?
He says he hasn't started on that.
Oh, that's right. He did say that. Trunk and Treasure. He could have it displayed in a casino in Vegas. Yes. Okay, I'm caught up. Sorry, I was missing those, you guys. And just so you guys know, again, at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, AGK, and at 7 o'clock Mountain Time, KProCow. So, and KPro says that she's got an email from Jack, who has been very nice. Oh God, it's so funny how, you know, like it's like Oak Island. They answer one question and then they have 400 more. The interface, it was, I'm not going to say that. Sorry. The interface between the Finder and Forrest, you know, it's like, obviously it was probably private. There was no recordings or anything like that. So it's just in the Finder's mind right now, except for, I guess, legally we have Shiloh and the lawyer, maybe. Is that correct?
Yeah,
as
I
far
don't
as
know.
just what they joked about and what they talked about, you know, I would have so many questions for Forrest. Why the scissors?
Yeah, I always thought that Forrest, because he was, he was such a storyteller, and now he's got a great story. I always thought that he would be itching to tell this one, but if
Like
he
the
was, he didn't let
Mississippi.
on. He was very patient. He told me to be patient a lot. Did you ever get that from him?
I didn't.
He had it was always couched in like some Zen proverb. He
Oh
would
my
say,
Lord. I
the
guess I guess I didn't talk to him as much about the treasure. There was one time that Cynthia thought was pretty funny. So I was with Dale. I was helping Dale film one of the interviews of Forrest. And anyway, we were driving back from lunch, and remember I was telling you about the X and experience, the Bonko story in the poem, right? And Dale said, he said, so here's Forrest House, here's a road, and we were driving this way, and you kind of drive, do this, and then go into the driveway. And we are here at the intersection. We were coming up on it, and Dale says something about experience. And I go, and the X in experience is key. And Forrest hit the curb right then, hit the curb, and almost darted into traffic. And I was just like, for a second, I'm just like, was that me? Was that me? Or is it a 90-year-old driving? Or, at the time, 89 or 88 or forget, right? And so anyway, I was like, whoops. And then he stops, right? And the traffic goes by, and then he hits the curve again going into his house. And so, there was, of course, a small part of me that was like, oh, maybe I'm close. Like maybe I jarred him. Maybe I'm getting close to something and I jarred him. But obviously, since it is not puzzly, I was not.
right. He gave you an experience, though.
It was, hey, X. So yeah, and I'll never know if those things were intentional or not. Did he intend for the Bonko story to match the poem perfectly? Did he intend for, was that a red herring? Was it something for fun? Was it just happenstance? Not knowing those things is going to be hard, but that's life. I think we all learn to, well, that's one thing, how many things in life are not fair, right? It's like, move on. It's like
only this.
Oh yeah, right.
Fair.
This is the only thing that's ever, but I think people focus on this because they feel like maybe they have some semblance of control over this, right? And it's one of the things where it's like I accepted not having any control over it when I first started working on it. I knew that there were potentialities that would make me sad, right? First of all, not being the one to find it and spending that much time on it. And second of all, if it went south some way, like the Masquerade did, or if, there's so many different potentialities that I said, that's the risk I'm taking. So every time I sat down and worked on it, I'm like, this is the risk I'm taking. And so when it was found, that was my first hurdle. I'm like, okay, let's get out the wine and the chocolate and more wine and more chocolate, right? I'm like, I'm going to be drinking for a while. And then the second hurdle was the finder saying, I'm not going to release the solution and therefore obviously the location. And I'm like, second hurdle. I'm like, okay, I can do this. So, but it is difficult, and for anyone watching, you're not alone. It's difficult to get over those hurdles, but you'll be a lot happier if you do.
Is the key to a successful treasure hunt dialing things so that everybody's really upset on June 6th because they were going to find it? Like, how do you
Everyone thought they were close.
You create a treasure hunt so that each participant thinks that they might be the one. That's pretty good. And yet they're not for at least 10 years. How do you do that?
I know, right? Oh, hi, Jason. Very sweet emails, by the way, Jason. Thank you. I know. And he said that. He said, redneck, 10 kids. He set it up for anybody being able to find it. So everyone thought they could. and many thought they did. That's the part that it was psychologically. There were a couple of friends of mine in psychology, well, one in psychiatry, who studied it a little bit and considered doing that, one of them for their PhD. And just because the psychology of the number of people who said that they did find it and how the spectrum of how they found it was, you know, I found it, it was God. I found it, it was here. I found it, there was a grenade. I found it, there was, you know, it was like everyone had their version of how their brain let them say that they found it. Their brain had to say, you know, we have to find this, right? How can we adjust our reality so that we did? And people's brains did that. And it's not the first time in treasure hunts either. There's an article I talk about all the time. If you type in, "This goes all the way to the Queen," in quotes, you'll find this article about the masquerade. And the article is called something like "The Hunt That Drove England Mad." And you just replace the Forrest Fenn hunt with the masquerade, and you have some very similar stories. So the psychology is very similar. And it's very fascinating because when there's a need for information, but there's a lack of information, the brain very often will just fill it in. And that leads to things like rabbit holes, confirmation bias, thinking that Matt's the finder, or Matt thinking there's no finder, right? Like when there's a lack of information, we are like, well, what's not adding up? What can I fill in? What can I assume? What can I, you know, and that's why so many people bounced around from all these conspiracy theories about the finder. Is it Shiloh? Is it that? I mean, I did a fun video that I eventually unlisted because I'm like, oh, it's getting negative attention. Well, because people were believing me. They didn't watch the whole video, but the video was basically conspiracy theories and theories, right? And Shiloh was the shy guy from the East, but I was joking, right? I was teasing that this was a conspiracy theory. And I said, I don't actually believe in any of these in the video, but I got so many emails of people saying, I agree. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't saying, like, oh shoot. So I eventually removed the video. I did delete it, but I removed it. Cause I'm like, oh, this is like fueling the conspiracy theories. Like, dope. So Lindsay Nye says, hi, Amy. Hope you saw my email. Oh, Lindsay Nye. Did you recently send it? Alan K, what do you foresee for the next 6 to 12 months in the Forrest Fenn community? That's a good question. Matt? Candy?
Is Candy still with us?
I don't know.
Her still image is. I think she fell asleep.
No,
You know,
I'm here. I'm reading up on Brown.
Oh,
I think there's a live stream out there where you did fall asleep, didn't you?
Yeah, I've done it multiple times.
Multiple times? Oh, it's not unusual.
Oh, Copper Dan. Tell my brother from another mother I said hi.
Oh, hey, Matt. How's it going?
That's fantastic.
Sorry. I'm in like deep research right now on Brown, so it's interesting.
So for the next 6 to 12 months in the Forrest Fenn community, well, I guess we'll be following very closely what happens legally, obviously, because NK-Pro is really good at following that and letting us all know what's going on. And Candy too, she's good at that. And so we've got those two resources letting us know what's going on legally, because after the legal stuff is over, I'm assuming that's then when the chest moves on to finding a home, right? So obviously when we get any information from that, the finder has been very kind enough to communicate with all of us, like most of us, very sweetly. And so, I mean, now that his name's out there, I'm guessing he'll be very communicative with us as where he can, especially as far as, you know, if his name's already out there, you know, how will he sell the chest off? You know, I mean, I know Forrest had the hope of most likely a museum, most likely the Cody Museum is my guess, but maybe the Denver Museum. I don't know. What are your guesses? I mean, I'm assuming the Cody Museum is the place he'd love for it to end up. Do you guys have any other guesses?
I'm doing my research, then I'll get back to you.
I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first order of business is something that is somewhat out of Jack's hands, and that's the lawsuits. Don't you kind of feel like that storm needs to die down, and it is moving forward, and so these things are already very slow.
Yeah, how long would that take?
Yeah, I mean, there's no telling, but hopefully, yeah, I would imagine after that goes away, then I would imagine he would begin working on appraisal and thinking about whatever museum he has in mind, and
Would the appraisal include the Forest Fen community's desire to purchase, the lore of what the chest has become, or would it just be an appraisal, or would it be both? An appraisal, I mean, because how do you guesstimate what a searcher would pay for a gold coin, or God forbid a frog, right? I mean, auction off the frog first at Christie's, see how much you get, and then do the rest of the chest.
I have no idea. I mean, I spent a lot of time on my video where I tried to think of the what ifs, but how do you put feelers out for the dragon bracelet? I mean, I don't know how you do that. How do you put feelers out for a gold Incan mirror? I don't know what you do.
Man, that huge gold disc. Uh-oh.
I think.
Welcome, Matt.
Matt, should I change my name?
Hey, Dan.
Hey, I didn't realize I was invited to this hot mess.
I mean, there's a possibility, like, if a museum agrees to take it, I mean, you could take 100 coins out, and museums do this all the time, where they will have something that approximates what's there, or some of it's not real and some of it is, and they'll say that. And with something like the coins, you could take out 100 coins and still make it look fabulous, and then you'd have 100 coins you could sell. So it could be a hybrid approach. He alludes to some of this. It's interesting that he says there's no inventory, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no inventory.
He's not in a hurry.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine having to deal with the bills that are piling up at this point. Everyone's like filtering in. Oh, so what is that? What kind of person would buy a treasure they themselves didn't find? I know a few people, but only for good purposes, for like fun purposes. Alan Kay says, "How do you fill the void?"
Oh my God!
And what's up, Candy? What did
She's
you
just
find?
dreaming.
Totally
It's like when your
sending a
dog
huge
barks.
hint.
What?
Ben sent us all a huge hint in our emails. Oh my God!
Should I check my email?
I'm like, I do the same thing.
Continue. Sorry, I thought
Hold
it was.
on.
Anyways, sorry.
Hold on. Checking email now.
I'm saying from the past.
Okay.
One of the first offices I worked in, this very primitive email system, you could send an email in the future. You would just schedule it. I'm sure many people that did this.
Yes.
This is like 25 years ago. And so when I knew that I was going to be leaving that place, there was a guy there, and I sent him a bunch of emails in the future, just random stuff like, "Hey man, meet me in the coffee room," or just weird stuff off in the future. But so
That's
if
fantastic.
you're saying that Forrest did that, Candy, I'll go check my email now.
That would
I'll
be the
message you,
ultimate. So yeah, we've got about like at any time, you guys let me know if AGK or KPro Cow go live, and I'll transfer over to them.
This kind of makes sense onto his writing style and the medium that he is a writer. It's
The
like,
onion.
never thought of that.
I know that had to make some people be like, okay, he is a writer, Yeah. I mean, that was pretty cool.
I like the photographs. Hi.
The photo, wasn't it crazy that all of a sudden that there's a chest, and then all of a sudden we see the other half of the image and there's a person there?
It was
You're Davio, you're Jack's older brother, huh?
I love playing with the names on there. It's we do that in poker all the time. This is
So Copper Dan, have you emailed Jack?
I couldn't hear you. What?
Have you emailed Jack?
Did I lock up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
He's
hilarious.
like-
Nope, I didn't lock up.
I'm just gonna. I said,
Yeah,
you
I did.
Yes. Can you imagine how many emails he's gotten? So,
Well, I did it very early on. I'm like, if maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, but I'm going to, and I'm going to do it early on. And he actually like back and forth a few times. So he
yeah.
is very open to chatting with the community, and I think that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you've already emailed him and heard back from him? That's fantastic.
Yeah, we went
You know,
back and
and what
forth
was
4
funny is
times
when-
just during this show.
Oh,
Do
that's
you remember when you
great.
used to email Forrest and you'd get the response like 2 or 3 minutes later? You're like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
The same,
instant.
like, holy crap, he responded.
It's like he's obviously right at his computer and it goes ding.
Well,
So
then I
he's
was scared. Like, what if I open it up and it says, please stop contacting, harassing me. You know, but the email was very, very, subtle. It wasn't like, where was the chest or anything. So
Yeah.
So
Obviously.
right now, do we think that our finder is watching this? What's his name again? Jonathan?
Jack.
Jack, my God, Zavio, you got it in your screen.
Well, I mean, his real name was Jonathan. I thought maybe he had a screen name, and I was trying to be polite.
It's
You know what? The first thing I did is I went to my Facebook page, my FEN Facebook page, and I wanted to see if he was a member.
Yeah, really.
Oh.
He was not.
Right. I'm going to be looking up his Onion articles and probably having a good guffaw. I look forward to
Absolutely.
that. Yeah. So we had some really good names. Well, I thought they were fun names, but Jack, instead of Jack in the Box, Jack has the box. We're trying to think of cool names for him, and
That's
Jack
good.
be nimble, Jack be quick, right? There were some fun, cool names. I'm like, he's got to have like a cool name, right? A cool searcher handle name.
Jack the Intrepid.
Jack. Intrepid Jack. Something cool. And I got like that. Outcat Searcher says, if Jack would sell off pieces of the treasure, would anyone feel comfortable buying one of the gold coins? There would be no
Yep.
way to prove it came from the
Comfortable?
chest.
Comfortable.
There we go.
I'd be going to the bank. Let's just put it that way.
I would definitely be. I'm going to start saving up my money now in case.
Ah.
For sure.
Hey, did you invite Jack to the Zoom, by the way?
I did. I just did. I said, well, because he responded, I said, so I had a comment earlier that I shared that I thought might be from him. And I asked him if he would verify if it was. And he said, that wasn't me. And I'm like, oh my God, sorry, punked. So the moniker of Missing Forrest, you got me. Anyway, so he said, no, that wasn't me. But I invited him. I said, I know you're not going to join, but here's the invitation. And he's just like, have a good show tonight. And I'm like, okay, thanks. So I'm guessing he's too busy to watch. But who knows? I don't know.
There was a really, the thing that really struck me, and I so much agree with him, is that the location. People are going to want to go there, and I fear for the quality of the space. It's going to get destroyed, and
he's not going to show it. He's not going to give it up.
I fully agree with that, and.
Yeah.
So that leaves me with a conundrum. The area that I have found is really neato, and I was going to share that with everybody. If I was close and I'm showing the area, I would like it for him to tell me not to do that. You know what I mean?
Well, I think you should show the area. I've seen the area. I think it's lovely. I love the dog rock and all that other kind of stuff.
Amazing place.
Yeah. I think
so.
I thought I would.
It. Yes, I thought I would send him a video saying, now, if this is even close, just tell me and I'll stop everything and not put it out.
And if the finder is watching, Davio22. Actually, what is it? What is your handle? What is the YouTube specifically?
Yeah,
Is it
YouTube
Davio22?
Davio22 for sure.
Okay.
I was gonna
Yeah.
use his email and send him a thing and say, is this, please stop me. Tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I don't know what you're talking about, Davio. I don't know that place. That's great. Then I'll share it because I have questions about the area in itself. But I'm ever so curious what this guy's going to say about that. And thank you very much. And I'm really glad he's come out. Yay!
I mean, so unfortunately he had to, but I know I feel so bad that I'm happy about it because I'm not happy about it. It's like, oh gosh, it's nice to see a face.
Amy, you're so sweet. You would never say that this lawyer is such a freaking pile of on your. Yeah, we can't say things like that. But I definitely think there's a steaming heap of something that I stepped in that's got her name on it, and I'll clean it off my shoe later.
It's there's no question. A lot of us are sad about the fact that he had to come out.
And I'm glad that Shiloh knows the person. I mean, that's so great.
I know.
I mean,
so did you see the Shiloh article? Did you see this? So we have.
Yeah, I thought that was outstanding. I mean, it's like that was just really what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear Shiloh acknowledge it. I want all those little tiny little things. Oh, it was really just.
So how are you? So Matt was talking earlier about how he had been waffling back and forth sometimes about what he thought. He's like, "Is there a finder?" That kind of stuff. Where are you, Davio? Are you for sure like, yes, there was a finder?
Well, this really nails it. We have Shiloh confirming it, and there's no getting around that. The photographs are awesome. I mean, this is the guy. He found the treasure. Yay! I mean, what a bloody relief. I mean, it's really to be celebrated. This is really, really, really great.
I know it is a celebration.
It is. I mean, this is really great news. This is yay! This is the ending we wanted. We wanted the guys. We wanted to see Shiloh and Forrest and the guy all together. Throwing confetti or something. This is.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I saw on Facebook people say, "I'm going to need to see the finder with in that photograph with the chest."
Yeah.
And it's like, boom, there you go. It's like,
exactly. I mean, otherwise, I was feeling Mr. Finder could be a lawyer, and my perspective on this was that the family needed to be protected. That's why it was found, or whatever those terms. I never doubted
it was ended in whatever way it was ended. Yeah. Because Forrest was getting older, and after he passed, his family was going to have to deal with the insanity.
And that's not good.
I know. I there was a part of me that said, that's not what I thought. I was like, I don't think that's what happened, but if it is, I'm cool with it. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
It sucks, but I get it.
Yes. If Forrest had to pay a lawyer to go get it, and now that's the finder, and that's the way it is. Well, that's all fine. The family's safe. The noise is done. Then eventually the lawyers would go away because there'd be nothing. But we have this person, and I'm ever so curious if he's subscribed to my channel. Because he's in the YouTube community, which is a surprise. I mean, he had to see Sunshine's videos because they were so brilliantly done,
Well, you said he responded to you, Matt, but I don't know if he knew. Do you think he knew that you were the one who did the videos?
I don't know.
I don't think he would have known, because you smell the sunshine. You're not Matt.
Well, I'll tell a story here. This is what I told him. And I was kind of hoping that he would solve the mystery, but he didn't. But here's the story. I was searching up in the Yellowstone area the first week of June, and Forrest and I had email communication, and he was very nice to me and appreciated my videos, and he wanted to meet me, but of course it was COVID. But at some point he just said, get down here. Let's do this. We've been talking about meetings, so let's do this. So I showed up about 10:15 on Saturday, June 6th. And I sat with him on his couch. And
on the day it was found.
We had a lovely conversation, and everything seemed just as normal as could be. And we talked about, we just chatted. I didn't go in with a list of questions. We just chatted for a couple of hours. And at one point there was a lull, and I said to him, I said, well, Forrest, I don't want to take up any more of your time. And he looked at me and he said, Matt, I've got nothing but time. And I've thought about that over and over again. Like, how does he say that if he knew what was happening? Or
But did he know yet?
I don't know.
Wait,
This is
so
this
you
is the
don't-
mystery. This is the mystery that I was hoping Jack with the box would
you
find,
were
would answer.
there with Forrest the day the chest was found in the
Right.
morning.
Right. I leave his house about 12:30 or something, and then Cynthia and I had also communicated, but we had never met. And she was like, well, do you want to come down to Albuquerque? And I was like, I'm on my way. So I went down there.
After Forrest.
I thought I was just going to meet her and have a fun afternoon, and then I would
Yeah.
leave or whatever. And I mean, I was sort of in the process of leaving when the email came. And I was like, what? The chest? I was just there. How is this possible? He was so relaxed and calm. So the timing of that has always confused me. Like, did he know?
So if you had stayed longer, like, did he know while you were there?
If I had refused to leave.
And if you had stayed longer, like he said, hey, would you like a sandwich for lunch? You know, hang out with me on the porch. He always liked that. You know, it's like, come hang out on the porch, have some food with Peggy.
Right.
So, I mean, but there's no way. Oh, so you asked the finder when?
I just hinted around. I told this story because it's kind of funny. And I was hoping that he would say, oh, well, I actually emailed Forrest at 1:30 or 2 or whatever. I mean, some of the timing is strange. Like, he used the word retrieved today. He retrieved the treasure chest on the 6th.
Right.
In the lawsuit, is it Erskine? Forrest said that the treasure chest had been discovered on the 5th.
Yes.
Phone call, right?
So I don't know how this all goes down. Did Jack Stuef, did he actually get his hands on the thing, but it was so heavy he said, I need to come back tomorrow and retrieve it?
No way.
I don't know.
Right? No way.
You're going to drag it out.
Well, no, I'm just trying to mesh all the information.
Well, the drive. I mean, if he's in Wyoming, he's got to go to Santa Fe. That's a big day.
But he said he got the chest and drove straight to Santa Fe, right? In the article?
Well, true, but that could be on the 5th. He arrives on the 6th, spends the night in a hotel, takes a shower, sees Forrest. I mean, what is that, 14 hours, 15 hours from Wyoming to Santa Fe? I'm going to guess.
Yeah, but he retrieved it. He retrieved it on the 6th.
He did. Yeah, he said
That's what he said? He retrieved it?
In the
Not
article.
arrived?
Here, we'll take another quick look at it. But I'm pretty sure it was, and which article is it? Because we can just look up the word retrieved.
Oh, nice.
He retrieved the chest
that same
on
day.
Saturday.
He started
June
driving that
6th,
same day.
and began the long drive down to Santa Fe to deliver it to Fenn that same day.
Wow.
That
Big
evening.
Interesting.
Oh my! If I were you, Matt, I would so be kicking myself and been like, I should have just stayed the whole time. Yeah, I mean, it just.
Well,
so
no, it
that
was just,
evening.
it just made it that much more surreal for me.
How long is the drive from Santa Fe to? Well, all we have is Wyoming. That's a big state. So
mid Wyoming,
because I was trying to, I'm like, okay, if like if we tried to calculate when you were there, Matt, at Forrest House, and if he was that calm and said, all I have is time, you
Right.
know,
I mean, he's been waiting a decade for this thing. If he got the phone call that morning and then he sat down with me, he must just have some natural beta blockers, some kind of energy. I don't know how.
Like, there's no way. There's just no way.
Just imagine the way he responded. It was just the most leisurely thing. Like, we were just sitting out on the back porch, pieces of straw in our mouth, just watching the clouds go by. He's like, Matt, I got nothing but time. So I tend to think that he got the phone call or the email or whatever after I left, which would have put him more in work mode. I mean, he could get busy with work mode and emailing and what about this and
Yeah.
what about that,
Yeah.
but not when he was with me. So I've kind of wondered about that.
Well, Jack, if you're watching,
Yeah.
Matt is an extremely reliable man as far as if you tell him and you don't want him to tell anyone when you contacted Forrest, he would not say. But yeah, if you'd be willing to say when Forrest knew, if Forrest knew in the morning when Matt was there, that would be killer. Just there's no way.
I guess he could also answer the Erskine lawsuit 5th versus 6th, but he could have misspoken. I don't know. I'm not trying to start conspiracies.
That part I'm less interested in. I'm more interested in knowing if Forrest knew when you were there, because the coolest cat in the world, all I have is time. I just think there's no way, because he would have had so much to prepare for, right? He would have had to call the lawyers for the exchange. He would have had to, have everything get ready. Was it Forrest who had the vault ready for the chest for the finder, or did he arrange for that? I'm guessing Forrest was able to arrange a lot of things for the finder,
I know a guy with a vault. Yeah.
I oddly know a few people with vaults. It's weird.
So weird.
I do. And
I
I'm
know
not talking
one,
gun
he
vaults.
died 3 months ago.
Yeah. And the gold frog was apparently still in there. The number of times I was in that vault.
Did you notice that in that photograph where he's looking over at Jack, he's actually holding the key? The key that was rusted on there. He's actually holding.
Oh, he is in the
Yeah,
picture?
I thought that was just that's a poster I want. I want a poster of those two things together. In his little hand, he's got the key. Yeah, his other hand. See that? Look.
Oh, look at that. There's the key.
It was just sitting on the bag, right? It was rusted there. That's
the scissors. Might be the scissors.
Oh, is it scissors or is it the scissors? Oh, it's the scissors.
Oh, now that's funny.
That's the scissors, yeah.
Because the finder is saying, are these scissors from Kingstadt's tomb? Jack says, Amy Seeks, I'll give up my name of the finder wants it, my honor. Jack, that's right. You're going to have to give that up. Redneck Express, 8 hours from Cheyenne.
Yeah.
11 to 12 hours from North Wyoming. Well, here's a potentiality.
So just a day.
If that's a word. What if, and we've only got about a half hour before AGK goes live, and I have to get going anyway. I'm going to unfortunately be absent for the next few days again. Anyway, this has been such an awesome distraction, you guys. Thank you. And thank you, Jack. Thank the finder. So what if Jack called, but either left a message on the machine or nobody answered, or somebody answered and he said, I found the chest, and they're like, yeah, whatever, and hung up. And then maybe he emailed him with the pictures, right? And then Forrest is with you hanging out on the porch, and then goes, after you head out, goes to check his email. Right?
Only one person knows. Only one person can answer those questions.
Boom.
I mean, that's probably it. Oh, I'm alone now. I'll check my email. Well, what do you know?
Right? So Forrest would have, if it weren't for you, Matt, Forrest would have known hours earlier.
I knew I did something wrong.
But yeah, I mean, cool. He would have had to, I mean, how many people probably called Forrest's number and said, I found your chest, right? And so if the family member picked it up, they would probably be like, okay, email the pictures. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
Right?
Standard answer. Yeah.
Right. And so Forrest might not have known until he checked his email after you headed out. Oh.
This is very cool. So am I to understand that there's a book coming out here in 6 months or so? Is that what I'm understanding from him?
By the gentleman who did the People article.
Oh.
So the magazine.
So the Outside.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Outside. Thank you.
Yeah. So the guy who did the article on Outside is doing a book on Jack. Is that and how he found it?
Daniel Barbarisi. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Hey, Amy. Amy, I'm going to take off. I'm going to have some dinner. I want to jump back into AGK or Chris's show, whatever.
Is be
so I'm going to duck out. Good to see y'all. Good to see you, Davio.
You too,
hey, Matt. I look forward to hanging out with you in Rocky Mountain National Park.
Anytime. I love it. It's one of my favorite places on earth.
We'll go to Nymph Lake.
I've been there. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was good to see you, and I hope everything goes well with whatever you've alluded to. But I'll see the rest of you guys in the comments section tonight.
All right.
Yeah,
See you later,
very good.
Matt.
Bye.
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 Amy, me as well. I'm going to say good night and goodbye, and thank you for coming on and saying hello and congratulating our
Davio.
finder.
So Davio, I know I haven't told you, but there's some stuff going on, some sad stuff, family stuff. But
Can feel it. I
in
can
a few
feel it.
days, I'll be back in action. So
Much love to you, my dear. Much love to
hopefully
you and
Friday.
yours and everyone in your
I'm running
family.
away too.
What's going on? I know, that right now it's trying time, so just wanted to send some love out and thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Here we go.
Right
Bye,
on.
Davio.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye,
Bye, Candy.
Bye.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, it's all good. You guys are gonna have tons of programming here, and yeah, in like a half hour. So I'll probably head out too. Oh, there's a few Amy Seeks.
Yeah, I'm running away. I'm
Mr.
down the rabbit hole.
Clue. Okay, Mr. Clue. Hi, Mr. Clue.
Thanks for having me on, Amy.
Yeah, Candy. So you can have, obviously I won't be around for Tuesday either. So feel free to go live Tuesday and talk more about this and show your stuff.
Thanks.
So I don't know if you will, but check out Candy, obviously, in case she does go live this Tuesday. I unfortunately will not be able to. Tuesday at 7. Yeah. So there you go. Chasing Indy.
Don't forget to subscribe to Amy Seek's channel because it's amazing and the Finder totally supports her channel.
Oh, that's right. I'm going to reread that email before I sign off. It was so sweet. Of course, now I'm wringing my fingers again. And if we could get Candy to 1,000 subscribers finally, please, that would
I'm
be
like
nice
26 away now.
Okay, one more giveaway and I bet you got it. I bet you got it nailed.
Thanks. Anyways,
Seriously.
if you like and support the Finder Jack, you need to like Amy's video and subscribe to her channel.
It's same as Candy, Chasing Indy. This is what we call the Mutual Admiration Society. We're both members. You guys have fun tonight too. I know that you guys are gonna be in chat going crazy. And who knows, maybe AGK will have people on and who knows, but yeah. And so, yeah, good luck on, and keep us updated as far as the chess stuff. That's really cool.
Thanks.
Cover
Have a
dance
good
back.
night.
All right, night, Candy.
Bye.
Damn you, but there's an avalanche behind you. Thank you, Alan K. Avalanche.
Oh,
Davio, right on. Hi, Mr. Clue. Yeah, so I'm going to be, AGK is coming on in about 20 minutes. So I'll be checking out there. Hi, Copper Dayon. Oh no, he froze again.
hello. Welcome to this. I'm in my new shop.
That place is
No, I'm here.
amazing. Have you been having fun with your printer?
Yeah, I have. How did you know I got a printer?
It was on
Oh, I suppose you
Facebook
sent
and you
me-
printed Baby
Oh.
Yoda.
Baby Yo, I forgot you're on my personal page. Yeah.
That's right. I was invited.
So I
I'm
had
not
to
just
leave
creeping.
quick. I had to leave quick because I knew I froze up, but I was going to come out here anyways. And on the way out, so yesterday we noticed we had a stray kitten, and it's like,
Yes.
20. It's like 10. It's getting cold. The winter's. So we got a live trap and we caught him and brought him into the vet and got all checked out. And I come home, but we kind of thought, wonder if there's more. So we set the trap out and we caught Mom about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, so Mom, there's
So-
probably more kittens too then, yes?
Well, that's what, so now we, oh my God, what have we done?
Oh dear.
So tomorrow Mom is going to the humane shelter because I've already got 3 cats is enough, but she's in my shop, somewhere in this shop for the night.
So you're going to try and catch the kittens too, so they stay warm?
Yeah, we're just going to
If
make
there
sure
are.
that there's no more, if we're taking Mom away, we have to make sure there's no more kittens.
Yeah. If you open up a window and it's got a screen in it, they'll hear Mom, and you can like put the trap nearby, and they'll be meow, meow. Yeah, just some little tricks from. I used to work at the Greenwood Wildlife Rehab Center, so we learned all kinds of tricks about squirrels and coons and cats and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I have a big soft heart and I don't want to see animals suffer. So it's just like,
It's hard
But
up
yet
there
I'm
where
a
it's really
hunter.
cold. Yeah, I know.
Well,
I'm a
especially when
sucker.
there's a kitten that, I mean, she is just like, when we brought her to the vet, they said she's about 7 weeks old right now.
Oh, you're
He
doing
is 7. We
great.
found out it's a he. He is 7 weeks old.
So go to the Humane Society and find that kitten. Or you should name the kitten so like it becomes one of those famous kittens on the news, so everyone wants to adopt it.
No, we're keeping the kitten.
Oh,
But
you're keeping
we're
the
gonna,
kitten, but the mom
yeah,
and any
kittens.
other
Yeah,
kittens.
I just put about $250 into the kitten. The kitten's mine.
That's very sweet.
But
Okay.
but mom is well, I'm pretty sure that she's just, like I said, just a stray. Unless someone dumped him. I don't know, but
Oh, well, I don't know.
I mean, we live out in the
Moms,
country.
yeah.
She's probably could be a farm cat. It's hard to say,
Oh, Alan.
but
No, I did send it to you, Alan. Alan was wondering, but it's too late now. I'm about to go off. I sent Alan a Zoom invite as well. Sorry, Alan. So I was just asked
so
an
yeah, I
email.
kind of come out at the tail end here. I'm like, what a day. Why can't finders come out on a Sunday when I have nothing to do? Like I had just a freaking crazy day, and right away this morning, Matt posts this post. I'm like, okay, well, Matt never kids. He doesn't post things that are just like a joke. So
Well,
I dove in and
go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh,
No,
I was just gonna say,
I like dove in, and then all this information was like coming up, and then we found out Shiloh made a post, and it was like, oh my, this is like information overload all at once.
we've got the Shiloh article. We have the YouTube video from the Finder. We've got the Finder article on Medium. We've got the Finder article on Outside Magazine, and we have the Finder interacting with all of us on emails. Here, and I'm going to forward this. We only have a few seconds or a few minutes left, but I'm forwarding this again to Alan. There you go, Alan. So I was asked an email to reread the email from Jack or Mr. or Jack has the box. We're trying to think of a good nickname
Jack.
for him, you know, like a fun
That's
one.
awesome.
So there was a comment that was on one of my videos that was removed right away. And it really seemed like it might be from the Finder. It said it was from the Finder, all this stuff. So I talked about it on the show earlier. And then I emailed Jack and was like, was this you? And he said, no. So I was like, oh, I got punked. But this is what he said. He said, no, that's not me. But now I look bad for not leaving you a nice comment. Here's one. I have seen your show and I think you're very perceptive, fair, and a calming presence. Hope you have a fun show. So,
Aww.
I mean, and so when I read it, I started blushing and I was like, oh, it's so nice. But he's obviously like a good guy. You know what I mean?
I think he knows, he knew who AGK was because he was supposed to do that on AGK's show.
Right.
And I listened to the whole thing and I'm like, Jesus, I wish he would have did that on it. I mean, it was just, it was kind of stuff we should have known anyways, but it was laid out in a very, very nice fashion.
And that was on the YouTube video, right?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that yet.
Okay. So there's the YouTube video that he shares of the article that no one ever got to see, the interview no one ever got to see, and then right after that is a video he posted like a while ago, like it was his one and only YouTube video.
Yeah. Technically, he's a YouTuber. He's a FenTuber.
And he was supposed to do that on AGK, but Toby had to cancel. So this would have been somewhere in, I believe, 2018. And Toby Frodes had to cancel, so and it just never happened. So he just said, "Screw it, I'm gonna make my own YouTube video." And
right,
it's on confirmation, it's on bias, different biases, confirmation bias, and all these biases, and how you can apply that to your correct solution. We should probably listen to him.
I like the link to the TEDx video. I look forward to watching that too. And Ellen K says, can you ask Copper Dan what the craziest thing he's ever heard Forrest say?
The craziest thing I've ever heard Forrest say? I don't know. I don't have nothing off the top of my head.
Right.
I'll have to Think about that.
The Finder kind of is the new Forrest at this point. You know, he put his email out there. I so wouldn't have done that, right? I mean, wow.
I mean, and what a weird email. I mean, I have a question about the email address. It is got a lot of numbers in it.
It's the same email address on his YouTube video, like in the
Okay.
description box. It's the same email. I don't know if he
I thought
just
maybe-
recently put that in there, but because we didn't know.
I thought maybe
about
it was a
this video.
GPS code. No.
You're going. I know. I
Conspiracy.
know. Right? I know. Oh my Lord. So another update for anyone, I think most of you know there's about 54 watching. Oh, did somebody else go live yet? Hold on. I'm going to see. I want to make sure I'm not going over. Yeah, Gypsy's Kiss is going live pretty soon here. So I'll be getting off. I have to get going anyway. So yeah, I'm so bummed I'm not going to be in the chats and stuff tonight. It's going to drive me nuts.
Or you like have to like go do like something normal with your life?
It's more sad family stuff. So it's funeral.
Oh yeah, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
funeral
so
is rescheduled
okay.
for Thursday. So yeah, unfortunately but at the same time, you know, it's like, it's a big close family. So it's really nice to have strength in that. So, but yeah, that's why I've been absent. That's why I won't be doing my Tuesday show. So stay tuned for Candy. She may or may not be taking that slot. And I'll probably be back. Well, I guess Tuesday after that. So anyway. Yes. But a lot of people do know what was going on. The only reason I told people is because people email me and stuff. And I was like, I'm going to be absent for a while. I'm not really going to be interacting much.
And you told me you like, it was like like I was talking to you when something happened and you were like, emailing and
right
you had to go. I'm like, ooh, and I actually kind of forgot about it. And I just noticed, hey, you're back. Well, no, you're leaving.
Yeah,
so.
it was right after. I had no plans to obviously go live today, but a bunch of people texted me and just asked if I would start the Zoom. So, and honestly, you know, it's been a nice distraction. It's been nice to, you know, be somewhere else mentally for a while. Like, you know, who is the searcher? Her name, I forgot, who had cancer and lost her leg, and she was searching for the Forrest Fenn treasure. You know, it mentally gave her a place to go for a little bit. And, you know, so that was a place for a lot of us often. So anyway.
Well, I just found out yesterday that about like 8 people in my family have COVID. One of them is my 93-year-old grandfather. So yeah.
I'm sorry.
Grandma, grandpa, mom, uncles, aunts. Yeah. They all live within miles of each other, so it's kind of going around. But the one we worry about is grandpa, because grandpa's, I mean, he's 93.
Yeah.
And he's been going downhill anyway. So this is, I mean, kicking his butt a little bit, but.
Is he in the hospital?
No, he's home. He's got oxygen, but he's got the heart issues. I mean, he's, you know, 93.
Yeah, right. I'll be thinking about your family. Don't make me cry again.
Okay, sorry.
Like, yeah, so funny, you know, when you're on the edge for so long, a lot, you know, and I'm sure everyone in chat the same way. Whoa, fly, just go away, fly. Shoo, fly, don't bother me. There we go.
Well, I will let you close this out if you want, so you can get going. I'm probably going to jump into AGK's chat.
AGK's coming right up. So I
think Toby should reach out to the Finder and go, here's your chance. We will now have you on.
We'd love to have you on. It's just delayed a little. That's all.
Yeah.
I know. I kept thinking, like, so when I first went to his YouTube video through the link, it had 900 some views. And then on the show, well, let's just see what it's up to right now.
Oh, I can imagine.
Right? Let's see here. Let's press refresh. Where's the refresh button? There we go.
You know, he suddenly has 223 subscribers. Hey, he's going to be monetized by the end of the.
He's still only at 241 subscribers. Oh my goodness.
But he's at 2,800 views, and I'm guessing most of those views happened
and
today.
71 comments. 3D Bronze. Oh, I forgot to email 3D Bronze the link. I'm sorry. Mentally, people, I am burnt out. So, oh, Dustin, look at all these people. Hi, everybody who left chats. I know a lot of you people. That's really fun to see. Ramblin' Pam. Oh, such a fun community.
This was kind of I think we needed this. I think it sucks the way it happened. I think we all kind of agree with that. But I hope the finder knows that he will have a couple of nutcases out there, but I think the most of us are going to be pretty respectful towards him and welcome. And
yeah. And he's got some lovely things to say in the video. Here we have just, force yourself to appreciate that this hunt is different and try to enjoy that aspect. Let go of your feelings of being an advantaged and skilled puzzler and try to appreciate that we are all on the same level.
I like how he tries to fit the puzzle pieces together. That's a pretty good analogy of how some of us build solves, me included.
Right? Yeah. Be empathetic and try to see the challenge.
He's kind of got a monotone. I mean, someone else pointed this out. He's kind of got a monotone type voice, but let's listen to the information. We should obviously listen to what he has to say because
he found it.
Because he did.
Because he found it. Oh, Mr. Clue says, great show. Thanks for all you do. Thanks, Mr. Clue. Thank you for hosting us tonight. Thanks, Alan K. Very important. Sorry to hear. Thank you. Hooli, take care and sending lots of love and healing to you and your loved ones. Thank you. We need it.
So what I asked the finder is I asked him, I just kind of congratulated him and asked him a question. I didn't really expect him to get back to me, but he did. And I asked him, I said, I have to know, when you first saw the chest, what really was that feeling? Was it just like pure, and he didn't, and I asked like 4 or 5 other questions, and he kind of like, well, you really want to know a lot. I'm like, well,
we all do.
But
we all have so many questions that are not location related.
His response was very similar to what he kind of said in the medium, where it was kind of relief.
Yeah.
And I think we're all hoping he'd have that same, what we get.
So he did respond though. He said it was.
Yeah.
Aww.
So he is, and I'm not going to say he's an open book to all of us, but I mean, depends how many emails. I mean, it's just like Forrest. I mean, I think over time he's going to pick and choose. We're all like that. I mean, if you start getting hundreds of emails to
thousands, I'm sure, right?
So I mean, I'm not gonna bug him and pester him. I mean, he'll come out with what he wants when he wants.
Yeah. And I know, this is obviously a given. If the finder wants to come on any of our shows and talk about things that are not solution related, that are not solve related, but just interactions with Forrest, like Coffer Dan said, how was it when you open the lid? What, because Forrest said, they're going to faint or they're going to cry or laugh or pass out. Forrest had all these things he said was going to happen. So yeah, obviously feel free.
I just see myself jumping up and down like a freaking idiot, thinking all these emotions of I freaking did it. And that's not the impression I got from his response. He just had his own, he's a unique person and he had his own type of relief response, whatever he meant by it. So cool to him.
Yeah. Now see, I want him to go on. I want him to make some money off of this. So as much as I would love for him to come on, I want him to make some money off of that. I want him to go on the Today Show. I want him, because his face is out there now anyway.
If Josh Gates has not already reached out, he should. He should be on Good Morning America. He should be on, come on, you might as well do it.
Yes.
Get your fame, but also capitalize on it.
Yeah, monetize on it. We would support that.
He's got some, he's got some student loan debt. He could probably make enough to pay that off and not have to worry about selling the chest.
Right? I mean, I would totally support him making as much money as possible.
And then he could
from
give
this,
all of
doing
us a
those kinds of
piece for
things.
free.
Always an angle. Always an angle.
I'm
No,
kidding,
like,
teasing.
seriously, as much as I would just, I have so many questions for him that are non-location related. I want him to go on. I want him to make money off it. Don't spill the beans on our shows, you know?
Right. So,
Save
and
it.
maybe
Do an exclusive somewhere.
And maybe that's what's kind of up. And I kind of said that when I asked him. I said, I understand if you can't answer this because of whatever, but he kind of did. And so I thought that was
I know.
when the, you know, I asked the
Did
question.
he know
I was
who
like,
you were? Like Copper Dan?
I don't know. I don't know. But he sounds like he knows some of the community.
Kind
so
of a big deal.
So yeah, right. So he
You
may
got your
know
own
who I
treasure
was.
hunt coming up real soon here.
Real soon. We'll leave that for another show, but yeah,
I can't wait to interview you.
You better start thinking of those hard-hitting questions, Amy.
No mercy.
See, but I've been watching FORREST FENN videos, so I know I got my responses figured out.
Oh yeah.
My go-to responses.
That's what AGK there, you know, he was like, if you have the book, you have everything you need to solve it. You know, it's like, does that mean no internet? Well, no, you need internet. You know, it's always so complicated.
And if it gets,
Mr. Clue, that is so sweet. Mr. Clue says, how cool would it be if Amy C's got the first YouTube interview? Again, make some money off of it. Don't, you know, go to the...
Suddenly, Amy's subscribers base goes from 500 to 10,000.
I would have to do so many giveaways like really fast because I'm doing a giveaway at 750 and at 1,000, right? So I'd have to do 2 giveaways in one show. I'd have to give away my book, my Forrest the Money book, the book that's worth like $200-$300 or more, depending on where you sell it.
Don't be giving away that secret book now.
No, that one is in my private, fun, happy collection. I just love looking over those images. They're just so awesome. By the way, that was my first solve. I solved Copper Dan's cipher.
That was my first cipher.
That was your first cipher.
So
Are
what
there
I
going to be
learned from that
ciphers in
cipher
your
is-
treasure hunt?
What I learned from that cipher is you don't put the number for the key, you don't put how many letters are in the key. So when I sent Mike that thing, he had to give it to Bobby or something.
I was dying. I'm watching the video and I see the cake topper. Cake topper. It's totally going to be cake topper.
I think that's a perfect cake topper. And what
they
did.
Lindsay was my 600th. Oh, I did get your email, Lindsay. Lindsay was my 600th subscriber, and she said we had a lot in common. She used to live in Ned and all that kind of stuff. Sorry, Lindsay. Got it. Hi. Go on, Copper Dan.
A little dog. They didn't show this, but a little miniature dog came with the bobbleheads, whatever you want to call it. And I emailed K-Pro because they never really said much. I'm like, did you get that little dog, right? She's like, oh, yeah. I said, I want you to name it Thor. How fitting of a name. You have to name it Thor.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, it was funny because he kind of was the same way about solving the cipher. He was like, I'm afraid what it's going to say. Because I was the same way. I'm like, I don't know. I was nervous. So I was really glad when, I forgot. When you commented and said, did you get a package with a book?
Yes. I'm going to have to come up with a whole new, angle now because everybody knows how I'm doing it. So I have to come up with, to me, more devious.
So many questions.
But my treasure hunt. I got the coins. The coins, the real coins are done. They're here. I have them in my possession. The treasure chest, wow. I think the treasure chest will probably be here tomorrow. 3D, big shout out to 3D Bronze. He's been teaching me how to 3D print.
I was wondering if he was helping because he went through that whole learning curve.
Yep. Oh, Mike, he is amazing. And so he did my treasure chest. I haven't even seen the finished of it. It's going to be, I get to open it up and and see that. It's gonna be like opening a Christmas present. But then I have everything. It's gonna get filled up. I have to do some pictures, some videos, and then we'll get it
Nice.
secreted. And then there's just a couple more things. So we're hoping for the first of the year, but it's like I said, it's more important that I get all the details, all the bugs worked out.
Yes.
And so it launches when it launches. But like I said, hoping for.
And we're you know, we'll be here.
I'm certainly glad I did not launch it today. It would have got so overshadowed.
I know, maybe the Finder isn't doing the circuit of, you know, Today Show and stuff.
Maybe I need to email the Finder and say when I launch this, don't let anything out on this date. Let this be my day.
If you could refrain or just let me know what day you're doing it, you know.
Actually, I should ask him if I can have a frog for the chest. My God, my hunt would get a little more popular after that.
Could you imagine? Yeah, that would be amazing. Geez. I know. I'm happy to have my little 3D bronze frog that I wear on occasion. I love my little 3D bronze frog. Okay, so 5:58. HEK is coming on next, and then right after that, Cabro Cow. And you guys, God, I love you guys so much. You guys are, you know, I can't wait to get back into things again after I get back home. So.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your family. I hope
ditto.
Take care.
Copper Dan.
Have a safe. You have to go. You have to like fly somewhere or go somewhere.
Drive. I'll drive because I'm more susceptible. So I have to be crazy careful. Because
mask and shield.
Well, not the shield, but mask and, you know, the Lysol thing and the whole, you know, it's just the whole shebang.
Walking around with Lysol like bear spray.
It is. I had actually bought all of that stuff way ahead of time because when I saw it happen in China, I was like, whoa, this looks bad. But I have a molecular biology background. So
well, thanks for letting the rest of us know, Amy.
I actually let tons of people know. I did. I was like, ooh, this one looks like a doozy. Like I would stock up on this, and this. And most people were like, it'll be fine. And I was like, okay.
I would have said the same thing. I would have said, you're freaking nuts, Amy. And no, I'm like, yeah, okay.
So my prayers are going out to your family too. So everyone in the chat, prayers to Copper Dan's family. Okay. Mine is going to be okay. Look fine. Eventually. Sorry. I need to start wearing more waterproof mascara.
Me too.
Anyway. Oh, it's 6:00. Okay. Signing off. Bye, Copper Dan. I'll be back in the hunt soon, you guys. Bye. Bye, everybody. It's going to take me 5 seconds to end it.